Okay. We're earlier than usual, but we're late for what I intended. Here we are. I'll cam if Nabil can. Okay, cool. Alright. So, we're here. Or at least I'm here. Late as fuck. Turning on everything else though. That thumbnail is fresh off the press, okay? Like that shit is if you touch the screen, you can feel the warmth from when I printed that image for the thumbnail, okay? It's that clear. All right. So, whatchamacallit? I think this stream would be good for you, by the way. All right. So, are y'all locked in? And if so, like if I were to ask y'all, how locked in are you? Because I am relatively locked in, okay? Not absolutely locked in, and that's my fault. That's my fault. Cause your boy is running around with his neck cut off, almost like a kitchen with it, like a chicken with its however the fuck it goes, right? So, we in this bitch, getting the stream ready. It's gonna be a short debate. One of our contestants is pulling in a bill. If y'all know what this means that they're leaving early. So, whatchamacallit? We need to get them in here. At 8 p.m. exactly, we're gonna start the debate just straight up. In terms of what I'm gonna show y'all on screen, I'm gonna try to set that up soon. But yeah, how locked in are you? I don't see anything. I don't see anything in chat, but that's okay, cause I'm not that locked in either. We're here. All right. So, let me go ahead and get something going on screen, because my intention is to have some sort of like display for y'all to follow through, and for them to be able to follow through as well. So I need to create a new draft almost. So for example, if I grab, let me see if I could grab something basic. Yeah. So I think a fig jam board, yeah. So a fig jam board, and I'm gonna have that right here. It's gonna be a debate, so I don't think a brainstorm works. Let's see, agenda. Sure, agenda works for now. We're gonna second topic. Okay, gotcha. So the first question is gonna be, there we go, something like that. And then alright, cool, that's good enough. Who the fuck are you? Alright, that's good enough. Take that, make those invisible, and I think that's good enough. We can start sharing screen. I'm gonna go ahead and get them in here. Unity v UE5 debate. Oh man, this was quick, but now perfect. I'm gonna go ahead and get the third one. Third one in there, and we can make it something different. We're gonna make it red. Ba-bam. All right, cool. That's good enough. All right, cool. So, timer. Can I use a timer or am I locked? Okay, cool. Cool. Is it 8 p.m.? Nah, not yet. Cool. All right, we're gonna do lo-fi hip hop for sure, and that's kind of good for now. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and get him in here. Are they watching yet? Are they watching yet? It should be. They better be watching. I swear to God. All right, cool. We're in here. I have 0 viewers, but is it public? Is the video public? Oh shit. Let me see. It is public. All right, cool. Downloads that. Bow. There you go. And we're gonna start transitioning already. Let me go ahead and get them on call real quick. Let me see what's up. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah.
Yo, gang.
Yo.
Alright, don't say nothing weird. Your guys are live. Second, you guys can turn on the camera. If I turn on the camera, the stream won't be able to see me. So you guys won't see me. You guys, if you want to see me, open the YouTube link and keep it on the side. I will have notes on stream where I'm going to be introducing y'all, or rather, introducing y'all as how I know y'all, but then y'all introduce yourselves. And then we're going to go ahead and straight into the topics off rip.
Dang, off the rip.
Yeah. At 8 p.m. we're gonna start actual official for now. Just how y'all doing? Just like on just us. How y'all doing?
I'm chilling.
I'm chilling, yeah.
Alright, cool. Sounds good. You guys can talk about whatever that isn't game dev for now, for the next 7 minutes while I get the social media posts going, and then we're set. I'm still trying to see how I can automate this, you know. But yeah.
Oh, the whole like when you go live, like I think there's like stuff for that.
There is stuff for that, but like my capacity to handle it is kind of like mid right now.
How are you doing? You chilling?
Me? I am running on 1 billion right now, but I'm chilling.
Yeah.
Like I'm actually.
You work too hard. I saw you at the office, what, an hour ago?
Yes. Is that how work? I work too hard?
This guy's on the grind.
I am doing my best. This is all I can do, and I'm literally trying out a new sleep schedule too. So it's
I can tell, bro. You got there early.
It was my first time being that early. I'm not happy about it. Like I actually hated everything that could breathe. I hated it, and you know what? It is what it is.
Did you leave early, or was it kind of like you just were working on your own thing till 10?
I was working on the thumbnail.
Oh.
Word.
Angel, do you have an Instagram that's public that you would like to give me so I can tag you, or do you not have one?
I don't.
Okay.
I have a goal to make one finally this year, but I do not yet.
You say you have a golden egg?
No, that'd be great. No, I have a goal this year to make an Instagram, but
really?
I do not have one currently.
The year where they're using the imagery on Meta to train their AI, that's the year you want to... Got it.
Well, I want to contribute to poisoning the models.
I'm with that. I like that. Oh, that's actually hot. You're already getting hella points from our 1 viewer audience right now, or whoever watches this later.
See, I'm off the battleground, dude. I need to jump into the war.
Jump into the war? True.
And then I have to make art.
5 minutes until 8 p.m. Angel, we all know Nabil's take on AI. Give us your take.
Do we? Wait, what's Nabil's take on AI? Hold on.
He is pro it. He does not. He's not. He like loves AI, but he doesn't like people not getting paid.
Okay,
what a generous take.
Say that much.
I love
I'll
war,
try
but
to
I
make it
hate when
sound
people die.
Yeah, I like money. I don't like blood.
Oh man. No, I read a book in the 70s. Sorry, did not read it in the 70s. It was written in the 70s.
Oh god, here we go.
Do you know about this book? Did I tell you? I think I did.
Wait, maybe?
So it's called Computer Power and Human Reasoning, and it's written by Joseph Weizenbaum. I remembered the name. And he was the guy who first made a chatbot called Liza in the 70s. And he knew, having made it in the 70s, that it was not intelligent at all. He made it pretend to be a therapist. So basically it would echo your question back to you and ask you, like, how does that make you feel? And barely be able to parse like a conversation. But he found that when he would load it up on the mainframe and people were allowed to kind of play it on their own, he would come back and they're like engrossed. They're obsessed with talking to this chatbot, and they'll turn to him and they'll be like, this is real. This is AI. It's talking to me. And at that moment, he realized that people are really, really bad at judging AI and that they anthropomorphize it in a really dangerous way. So he wrote this book basically equating the emerging artificial intelligence movement of the 70s. So this was a long time ago. The philosophy, this idea that like some things shouldn't ever be done by computers. And I picked this up at a random book thrift thing like a year ago, right as all this AI stuff was first, like Chat GPT, I think like 2 or 3 had just come online and it started to blow up. And it was so relevant, which also made me sad because this guy wrote this incredible warning. And then 50 years later, no one listened. But essentially, my take is that this isn't AI. I guess that's my take. It's an LLM, AI. Right? This isn't the AI everyone thinks it is. And I think it's being sold wrong. I think it's being perceived wrong. And I think it's leading to a really unsustainable kind of like overinvestment in it that's predicated on a human misunderstanding and anthropomorphizing of a technology that could have really good uses. I think these models have incredible uses in like medical applications and all this stuff, right? But you have these people like Sam Altman making, he wants to have $1 trillion evaluation trying to sell you that this thing's going to make art. And it's like, even if it could, it shouldn't, right? So that's where I'm at. I think it's a bubble.
Okay, so I agree with everything you said. Or for the
nice.
most part.
We're off to a good start.
I'm curious about why it shouldn't make art.
It shouldn't make art because I think fundamentally there are some things like there is more to the discussion of AI than its capabilities or finance. I think we need to be willing to discuss these things from like a sociological point of view, an ethical, moral, artistic, philosophical point of view, right? I think the world is made a worse place by it doing art. So even if it could, and I think it can, I genuinely believe in my definition of what art is, it can't anyway, so it's a waste. But even if it could make art, I don't think it should. And I wish we had this sort of society where that's fine, where we can make that designation of like, hey, maybe we won't make billions of dollars, but that's okay. Like, we'll make it some other way. But unfortunately, like, it can make a bunch of money being sold as something that can make art. So that's what we're going to do, even if we shouldn't, right?
So I would agree that it shouldn't make art, but it's more of a consequence of like other beliefs that I hold. So like, That's valid. Yeah, I think like the mass violation of like individual copyrights. Like,
yeah, that's not good.
Like the utility or fair use, like that hasn't really been demonstrated to me, right?
Yeah.
And it's
that's fair.
Yeah, and it's like by proxy of that, like I find the things that come, downstream from that invalid, right?
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be making art because the things that it would necessitate building a model that large enough to make meaningful things, it seems like at least right now necessitates mass violations of individual.
It does.
Yeah.
And honestly, even that's not enough. I don't think it's proven that it can even get there. Everyone's looking at the growth of AI like it's going to stay linear forever, when it's way more likely to be logarithmic. And we end up with diminishing returns. So it's like we have, all the data in the world, and it's like halfway not really bad. So if we have 10 times the amount of data that's currently in the world, maybe it'll be a little better, right? Like, I just don't see the end game for this. I think it's a bubble.
Like
this
that.
is the debate now, Ryan.
No,
this is it.
It's 8 p.m. It's 8 p.m. I will say, so this is it, essentially, right? But,
oh, man.
Whatchamacallit, I think, I will say, the what's the word? The tone has been set, in terms of how the debate will go.
Tone has been set.
Considering that, if you notice in the bill, you might have not noticed this. I said, you guys have until 8 p.m. to go ahead and tell me your takes on AI. And somebody hogged the mic down to 7:58 p.m. and then Nabil was able to.
Listen, it was a good book. I wanted to talk about the book. No, you're right.
You're good. You're good. I don't actually mind. I think it's hilarious. Let me see. Okay, so I don't need to make my logo or something like that. Okay, cool.
I'm a yapper, bro. We're gonna work on it.
Bro, I'm a professional yapper. What do you?
This is my training session to not yap.
True. Just so you know, you guys are gonna see some shapes on screen. They are not like Republican, Democrat bullshit, whatever the fuck. It's more red circle is the red of RGB for RelativRyan. Blue square is the blue for game dev for RelativRyan. It's just a brand thing, not. And you can notice on the right side we have blue, left side is red. So this is not a political stream, but it very well can turn into. I don't care. All right. So
that's not the stream you want, but that might be the stream you get.
That might be the stream. Yeah. All right. So for the first 10 minutes, so we already ate 2 minutes into it. I want Nabil to give us a quick breakdown or expression of who the fuck you are, what do you do, and why, which would explain why your opinion would matter to people that are listening to you who don't fucking know you. Go.
I'm sure it's a very good idea.
You got 2 minutes.
You wanna cam up? You wanna show the people?
I can't do it.
As we introduce ourselves? Let's go.
I don't have the actual
You can't just show
you the camera. You guys can turn the camera. I didn't set up sources or whatever. We would start eating.
No, let's do it.
Beyond 9 p.m. for you. So the next debate, because I doubt we're gonna resolve anything today. The next debate, I'll have something set up with cameras and stuff. But like for now, it's just gonna be voices. People are gonna perceive you, and that's fine. But you guys can turn
I
the
think
camera
we should
on, so
put
I
cams
can
for the two of us, so because we're being introduced, they need to know who we are.
I think I could just put you on screen, as in like find your picture on Twitter for now. Because the thing is, I don't have the setup for this right now. Like I don't have the OBS setup to show y'all's fucking faces right now. I could try.
Shake my head.
What would I need to do?
Listen, I set up the lighting. I put on some makeup. No, I didn't.
Bro,
should have actually.
I don't know what to tell you. Let me see. I could do something real quick. Let me see. By the way, this is your fault, and we're gonna cut after 9 p.m. because of you.
No. I have a hard out. I have a movie ticket.
Just like make sure you keep it off camera. All right, real quick. So we got that.
I'll make sure I crop it. It's down below.
Right, there you go. Can you guys like start show me your faces on the actual call so I can see if I can get it as a source?
Yeah, totally. Let's see.
Cam 1. And then, okay, so oh my God.
Does that work? Can you see me?
Yeah, I love the back.
Okay.
Yeah, can you see me?
Perfect.
Okay, so let me see if I can get a source real quick. Okay, so I created it, but now properties. These are unchanged. Cancel. And then I'd go for
This is part of the stream now. This is a great little tutorial on OBS.
Why can't I actually get Nikon webcam utility? I don't think this is a... I don't think there's a way. Unless... Okay, this is... Okay, I figured out what I'm gonna do. I'm not a fan of this, but this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a display capture of Discord call, and then that's there it is.
Perfect.
There it is. Okay, so I'm gonna add it. Oh wait. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna add it. Can I crop this? Can I do like a? Okay. So I'm gonna copy this. Copy. And in the Unreal scene that I have, delete this. Yes, remove that. Wait.
The Unreal scene.
Oh, it's okay.
Interesting choice.
Oh, then I have a whole bunch of scenes on OBS and I just add that as a name. Do I have a mask? Image mask blend. Oh, no way I have to actually give you an image. Nope, fuck you. No, I'm not doing a mask. You could go die in a pit. I'm not doing a mask. I'm just going to literally shrink this.
That's smart. I swear you can just have the capture. You can choose the size on it.
The what?
The capture on OBS, like, doesn't it let you like have a rectangle of the screen? Like, you can choose the what part of the screen.
Like, I can't cut it out, so it's just gonna be like raw. Here you go. You can see the transition now. You can see the. Like I have you guys there, I think. Do you guys see yourselves?
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
To the degree that you can, yeah, because I can't mask.
Oh, I didn't even think to bring the stream up.
All right. 807. Nabil, who the fuck are you? Why should your opinion matter?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Everything that is good is from Allah, and everything bad that comes from me today is from me and Shaitan. So you should...
Gotcha. Salam alaikum. And all the other bullshit. Okay. So this is good. You brought your fucking Quran?
That you've noticed none of the...
I just realized I was looking at you, but like, can you like unbutton your top shirt, please? Jesus, this is too much. You're doing too much. Oh my god. All right, and that's why his opinion should matter. Got it. That's the... Look at.
So sorry. I thought like the second that you saw us, you'd be like, sorry. Oh no, they're actually bringing a holy war to my stream.
Nope. I mean, you could. I don't care. But as
that's also a good stream.
As long as it helps. Hey, careful. Hey, you're gonna get everybody excited.
Get them demonetized.
Yeah, yo, 100%, bro. All right. 808. You got. Let's just say you got 1 minute left to say who the fuck you are. Go.
Who is this guy?
Alright, fuck it.
Leaves.
We're gonna restart it. I'm gonna say it myself. Nabil is one of my best friends. We've been friends since college. I remember I saw him at UCF, and he was trying to learn how to code, so I showed him a few things. Nabil Sekirime is like a top-notch programmer. So is Angel. They have both worked on amazing games such as Mortal Kombat, Smash Bros, Call of Duty, all kinds. Untrue, but they have like really amazing skill. And they worked on like a whole bunch of projects. Nabil in particular has been working on a game for 17 years. You can go check it out on Steam. It's called Super Hamster Havoc, number 7. And yeah, it's probably coming out this spring. Don't quote me though. And Angel, actually, I met him when I was still working as a barista at Foxtail, and
I'll never forget.
I'll never forget. Yeah, this guy's absolutely talented. This guy is like the type of piece of shit that just knows a little bit, no, a lot of it, of everything. The guy can program the shit out of anything, but also, here's an illustration exactly how Akira Toriyama made it of Goku going Super Saiyan for the first time. As well as the most illustrated version of Spider-Man in the comics. So he showed me this tiny notebook telling me he sketches while I'm making him his coffee. This is the first time we meet. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm a programmer, but also I sketch sometimes, and the sketches are rendered almost like that of a six-figure illustrator at a AAA company. Absolutely insane. But yeah, no, he just programs for games, I guess. And it turns out these two are actually friends. I don't know how the fuck this like whole thing turns out to be, and now we're all homies, whatever. Angel, I've beaten him like 50 times in a row in Smash. Nabil, there's just no end. But importantly, not that first time at the coffee shop.
Actually, the one and only time.
That is super true. He absolutely destroyed me at live, which means I can
as the cherry on top.
I can only beat him on Wi-Fi. That's really what's going on. All right. Nabil, any actual objective truths you want to say about yourself real quick? You have 1 minute actual.
Gameplay programmer, background in Unreal goes all the way back to university. Most of my career post-graduation has been in Unreal. Stuff at Steamroller, stuff on a Western Battle Royale, my own personal projects, and then NDA stuff that I can't talk about for obvious reasons.
Yeah, that's most of mine.
Yeah.
I can imagine that.
Yeah. I imagine there's going to be a lot of Angels. Project 1, NDA. Project 2, NDA.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
You're all right about that?
Yeah.
Roger. Any like more fun things that make you like a person beyond game dev? Like a...
No.
No. Literally game dev is the only aspect of your personality.
Yep.
That makes sense, yeah. I will say, guys, I heard that he likes the Xbox remote over the Pro Controller from the Switch. I don't know how you beat this, but I guess we take those. All right, Angel, let's go.
What's up? It's me, Angel.
Your turn. Why game dev? Who are you? And
oh man. Okay. To not make it long, I am an artist trapped in a programmer's body. I, like like to draw and like to do art. But unfortunately, programming gets paid a lot more. And I wasn't bad at it in high school, so I decided to do that. I've been programming games since I was like 12. I got my first like indie credit on an RPG called Sanctuary RPG, which was like ASCII and C++. And that was like in 2015. That game rocks, honestly. It was a hell of a start. And then I went to UCF, same as Nabil. And that's where I learned Unity, and I did a bunch of professional Unity on a bunch of contracts on VR, AR, bionic arms for kids, theme parks, and then professionally worked in Unreal. Now for longer, I originally worked on Unity. I've done a million game jams, and now I don't know, I'm really into theme parks lately. I'm trying to get that back into my life because it's been a little too programmery the last, I don't know, 10 years.
Dope. I love that. Fucking sick. So you have a creative bone in you. That explains your AI take and Nabil's. So Nabil doesn't even make us smirk. You're like, the fuck was my take? What do you mean?
Yeah,
all right, cool. Alright, so the way it's gonna go is I'm gonna have 10 minutes each. Tell me your response to the first topic. First is gonna go Nabil,
okay.
And then it's gonna be Angel. For the second topic, it's gonna be Angel first, and then it's gonna be Nabil. And the third topic, it's gonna be a fun one. Okay?
Oh god.
I'm not gonna say until later. Okay. Alright, so the first one, and by the way, these are gonna be just for notes, so I'm basically gonna be typing things that I'm listening to and then jotting them down here. So it's gonna be 10 minutes, and then the rest of the time available, okay?
Okay.
Nice. Good moderation. You should try out for CNN.
I don't know.
It's a good year for that.
We'll see.
True.
Good year for that? Yeah, okay, yeah. What am I gonna do? Say it should have been Bernie, like at the end of every sentence? Like, I don't know.
Like under your breath.
Hindsight, yeah, like. Alright, first up. I am a student starting to study game dev, and I want to be a programmer. Which engine should I go for? Nabil, go.
Ooh.
Oh god. Okay.
10 minutes.
So, oh man, this is rough. Okay, so my actual answer, and then I'm gonna give like the axiomatic answer that the question presents. If somebody's trying to be a programmer, I'd probably say don't do a game engine. Use like a game framework. That'd probably be like actual answer. So like something like MonoDevelop or RelativRyan, like something like that. I think like having a strong understanding of like understanding and appreciation for like why certain things exist inside of game engines to begin with, and like the underlying logic for a lot of the things being given to you, I think would be like really important. So like doing something like from the ground up, like at some level, I think would be pretty good. With that said, if you're looking for a introductory point into just like making games in general, I mean, Unreal has visual scripting. There's tons of, you know, information out there, you know, pretty huge community, pretty easy to get something like going, you know, up and going that like looks high fidelity, and you're able to get your hands on like tools for like AAA games. So that would probably be like generally the advice that I would give.
Gotcha. You literally have like whole 2 minutes left. You don't want to.
Yeah, no.
You rested
good.
your case. That's it. That's nothing.
Yeah, that's my case.
Gotcha. Anything I might have missed thus far? Game. You said game framework, not an engine. So like, you said something like that. Like don't go for engine off rip necessarily.
Yeah.
Rather, something like what? How did you describe it?
Like so Raylib and like Monogame
You
are
spell
like
it out for me like I'm actually 5?
RAYLIB, and then actually here I can just put it in here.
Okay.
That's one of many. There's a ton of
Yeah,
these.
there's a ton. Yeah.
Are these resources like what?
They're frameworks. Yeah.
Frameworks. Okay.
Think of it as a game engine without an application. Like there's no editor.
Yeah.
It's just like you add it to a blank code project and you're just looking at code.
How the add a blank project? That sounds insane.
You're just looking at VS Code. Well, the first thing you do is stand up an editor. Like you create like a window that drops stuff and you go from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But you're not working off of an application.
Let me do something real quick. Let me. I'm gonna be popping these open, as we go, just so we can see what the fuck. Wait. So these are two different things, right? Okay, Raylib. Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, so we go back to this. Raylib/monogame.
There's basically one of these for every programming language. That's a good way of thinking about it.
Interesting.
Like,
Okay.
if you like Python for some reason, there's like Pygame, there's like Ruby game ends, there's everything.
Okay, so
Monogame is like the C# one.
C#, and then Raylib is more like C++ or what?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you have a.
Gotcha.
I mean, Raylib supports
It has
like, a lot of
options,
different
right?
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
So like natively it's C, but you have stuff for C#, Go, Lua, Python, Rust.
Okay.
I keep going. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, so Raylib, C++, and then monogame, C# mainly. Is that what I'm understanding?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say like for actually here, I'll absorb a little bit of my time for this, right? So like for my background going into game dev, I started with GameMaker, and while it does have an editor, there's a decent amount of stuff that like wasn't there in GameMaker. So like collision you're handling on your own. Networking is pretty like low level. Like so it doesn't really obfuscate the core logic that goes behind like handling these kinds of things. Yeah. So, and that's where I think like the utility of like a game framework is. But if you are going game engine, I think like you'll be able to stand up something pretty easily in Unreal.
Gotcha. Okay.
I can jump in because I mostly agree, and I think which I know you wanted us to fight, but I do have things I would throw in. There's twists I would make.
Okay.
Sure.
Good enough.
So my own journey, I think and I'm biased, but my own journey through learning how to code, I think was a pretty good road. I'm grateful for it. So a long time ago, my entry into programming, at this point, it was like, you know, Nickelodeon cartoons were good. Like, this was a long time ago. So I remember just going, like, my parents had a computer for the first time, and I was just like, how do you make a game on Google when Google was good? And the first thing that came up was something called Beyond, Build Your Own Net Dream. And it was a bit like a game maker. It had its own proprietary, it was called BYOND, Beyond. I think it's still around, I don't know.
Oh, like Beyond type shit, but it's like Beyond, gotcha.
Yeah. And keep in mind, this was literally 20 years ago. Like on the dot.
Yeah, just in case like people want to do research and like go back.
Yeah. I think it is still around. But so that starting point, I would say Game Maker could be that starting point. I think like any of these like smaller kind of tinker engines, what it did was like Beyond in particular had this little programming language that was unique to them, and it was very like object oriented, and it taught my little brain a little bit about programming. But a year after that, I remember going to the library, which existed back then. And then, wait, I don't know. And I got this book for C game programming. So my journey was really like, oh, I like programming. I think if I would have started at C, it would have killed me. But because I like kind of started programming and got to see little things move, like I was hooked. And at that point, the real education started. And like Nabil said, it was really valuable to not start with a game engine. It was really valuable to start at a low-level programming language. So this used a framework, a 2D framework called Allegro. And it was in C. And this book was like a tome. It was like so thick.
What was called what?
This one was called Allegro. Allegro.
Yeah. But what is...
And Allegro was like Relib. It was a graphics library. So instead of writing like 300 lines of code to get Windows to talk to OpenGL or DirectX, you would literally just do like Windows start with like the width and height, and it would draw a window. And then you would like load a sprite and be able to put it on the screen. It was exactly like the experience that anyone using MonoGame or Relib would have had. And that was my start, with a book and following a tutorial and making a little tank game that looked like an Atari game, and it was in C. So I was learning memory, I was learning pointers, and I was like in middle school. So
gotcha.
With that foundation, then I'm looking, like, once you have that, you can start going into the game engines prepared. And I think personally, Unity was that first one that I took those like skills, and then I got to be able to accelerate it with a game engine and actually make things. And so it'll always have a soft spot in my heart. But I will say that knowing the low-level stuff and then going into the engine is a big deal. And when you have an engine with a lot of things already built into it, and I'll throw shade at Unreal for this, right? Unreal doesn't let you roll your own at all. Like Nabil, you mentioned that it was a utility to you to not have collision, to not have X, Y. My experience with Unity was closer to what you described for Game Maker, where like maybe Unity does have like X or Y system, but it was genuinely not that good. And the engine itself was like open enough that my experience with Unity was just opening up a script and making everything on my own. So, and at that point, I already liked programming and I was fast at it. So Unity just became like a shortcut to rendering and editing in 3D, and then I was just making everything on my own. So I would say that's the right path, right? For a programmer. If you asked about anyone else, I would have given a different answer. But if someone wants to be a programmer, they have to, they would be doing themselves a disservice by having the engine do a bunch of things for them, because then they're just learning how to be a tech designer, frankly, which is fine. They want to do that. But they're not setting themselves up to be a programmer.
Gotcha. Okay. The funny thing here is, we think we have escaped. Also, The professional yapping has been confirmed. Notice the
I
text.
told you.
I don't mind. You sound like me when I'm talking about anything I like, so you're good. Okay, so Unity, and I imagine Unreal. So what I'm gonna go for now is, for the next 10 minutes, what I want you guys to do is actually answer the question. which is what I mean by this is that there's a very core distinction, right? Whatchamacallit, and by the way, I expect this to be shorter than it seems to be.
That's fair.
Shorter than it already went. It's gonna be B. The way that I want you to answer is if you had to choose. So that's where I'm going now. So Nabil, go first.
Fine.
Sure. Yeah, no. So I mean,
if you had to choose an engine, which one? I don't want to actually.
An engine.
Let me take this out. To start with, I am in college. I know very, very, very bare bones high school, but not your high school, not what you were doing. Very bare bones understanding of like programming, and I want to get into game development, particularly on the programming side. What engine should I start with that is free between Unity or Unreal? You can also mention other engines like GameMaker, or if you want to mention what is that other one that has a bigger booth than Unity this year? Godot? Yeah, disgusting.
Godot.
Absolutely disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Go. Okay, so Nabil.
Okay, wait. So this is like somebody.
You had to choose an engine.
Yeah, you're going to uni. What game engine are you going to sink the next 4 years of your life into, graduating, going into the game industry?
Like building your portfolio, I guess.
Oh, I mean, so I guess in that context.
No, wait,
like,
what do you mean portfolio? No. I am a kid. I am learning. I'm in college, and I'm learning how to do game dev. What as a programmer, what engine should I go for when starting? If I had to choose an engine.
Okay, sure. I would say Unreal because it dominates the industry.
The AAA industry.
Yeah, I mean, yes, yeah, the AAA industry.
Yeah. So if you hate sleep,
it's matriculating into like attractions and milsim and right. So. But,
yeah, well, I think they may bounce on it eventually. We'll see.
Anything else you want to say about that? I mean, you could keep cooking on why Unreal first engine, if engine.
Yeah, I would. I mean, like. I'm saying that specifically. Oh God, Mark.
I'm
saying that specifically, like in regards to like if you're a student and you're planning to go into the game industry and you're picking an engine to like dump the next 4 years of your life into, like I would probably go with Unreal. Yeah, that would be my answer. You know, again at the tail end of everything we talked about prior, right?
Yes.
About
which
like
is,
yeah.
Then Unreal.
Mm-mm.
Would you say 5 particularly? Just might as well.
Yeah, I mean
3
to maximize advertising yourself. UE 3 is crazy.
Oh my God! Sometimes I feel like I get like a old head ass a vibe from Angel sometimes, and the way that he speaks about certain things. Like back in my day, things used to be good, and now they are mid. You see?
I tried messing with Unreal Tournament. I think this was like last year. It's like unrecognizable.
I love the self-cut. Okay. So we got a lot of time to spare. So
I didn't think you would say that at any point.
The what?
I did not think you were gonna say that at any point during this. That you have a lot of time to spare.
Yeah, I mean, hey. As I feel the lie that you're telling me right now to my fucking face through a camera, but I imagine we're gonna get to the sauce later. So whatchamacallit, Angel, if engine,
yeah.
Which one?
I have a pragmatic answer, and then I have an interesting defense of Unity, maybe let's call it. So the pragmatic answer is. Pick whichever one the classes are going to have, right? Like at the end of the day, either one can be a good path, and you need to be able to make stuff, right? And they can both help you do that. So as long as you're coming out of college, one, like being good at those classes, like you have to adapt. That's kind of part of college. So like say you pick Unreal, you're going to get put on a Unity team maybe, and you can't like cry about it. But also both engines should, if you're doing work outside of class and have passion for it, you should end college with a bunch of projects. I want to shout out that programmers have portfolios too. They just don't have people telling them to make them, unfortunately, in college. Most, like, you don't have a mentor and a portfolio review and a portfolio class like artists do. But genuinely, the difference between you getting a job or not is a programmer portfolio. And we could do a whole talk about what's in a programmer portfolio. But for me, it was a bunch of game jams, a bunch of like Twitter posts even, where I was just like talking about mechanics I had made. My first interviews were people... Yeah, no, I'll never forget. I got flown up to Boston to interview at Rockstar. I didn't end up taking that job. But the interviewers at Rockstar, at halfway through the interview, they were like, so we were looking through your Twitter and we saw this post. Can you talk to us about that? And that wasn't even on my resume. They literally like searched me, found my Twitter, and my Twitter was like my portfolio because I would only post stuff I had done at games. And they were like genuinely interested. So that's awesome. That's my pragmatic answer, is like make shit. My defense of Unity.
Here we go.
As a programmer, I know.
Wait. Social media.
If you want to interject, I'll give you a chance.
If you want to,
because I got a yap loaded.
Is crazy. Because I can mute you.
You're right. You have all the power here.
But I like the little like a little role play you're doing here. Okay, so interesting defensive Unity. This guy, yeah. He's like, I have a hard. I'm gonna be hard at 9, and I am role playing that I have the power here. That's what Angel's doing.
Is my clock? Screen. Is my clock off? It says 8:32. I'm gonna be parched if I have to talk another 30 minutes. That's plenty of time.
All right, here we go. Rated R for Ryan. So interesting defensive Unity. Take go.
Okay.
What a weird name.
So, if you were going to choose Unity for your 4 years, there is a lot of good you can get out of it, if you know its strengths. If you pick Unity and you make a shooter, if you try to make something really realistic looking, if you try to make a third-person character game, you can go on Twitter right now and scroll through, and all of the Unreal like prototypes are like a hack and slash in a blank background, and it looks great. There's really good combos, but Unreal is really good at that stuff because it's like high fidelity looking, like AAA adjacent. So if you're gonna do that, I will say maybe Unreal's better. But if you want to show off as a programmer, if you want to learn as a programmer, if you want to have like a variety of things that you've built and you can show off as a programmer, Unity has a really good community. I think Unreal's catching up, but 10 years ago, Unity's was way better for indie devs. And still to this day, if you catch an indie showcase, you're going to see a lot of Unity games. And what's interesting about the Unity games made in, or the indie games made in Unity, is that they don't look like a big AAA vision on a budget. What they look like are RTS games, strategy games, 2D games, puzzle games. Like, you'll notice this huge variety of gameplay systems and weird mechanics and strange prototypes. And I think that's exactly what Unity's good at. And it's exactly what a programmer should be doing in college. So I think those two things unite really, really well. And for those 4 years, hopefully all of your games in school, you don't get stuck making, classic AAA type games to prepare you for the industry in like a tech school kind of way. But you're able to like develop your taste as a designer and as a programmer by making a bunch of really weird shit, because that's your chance, right? Once you get into the industry, you're stuck programming like reloading animations for 3 years straight, right? Your chance to make like an interesting ass puzzle game is in college. Unless you like, there's indies that are like making it work now, and I hope the future of games is like more interesting. But I think a lot of people go into college going like, I'm gonna go to AAA, right? So I don't know. For me, the huge diversity of games I'm seeing in Unity are like really, really cool. I think they make for awesome portfolios.
I might have missed a little bit of that in terms of note taking. It's definitely all on stream, so you guys can go back. But I missed it because like there's some weird tech shit going on with the makeshift system y'all had me make because you wanted to show off your makeup. But
we tried hard on this.
Yeah, I did my best.
We pre-gamed the stream. We're like, oh my god, what if we?
Oh my god. Okay, hold on. But let me get a gist real quick. So.
Sure.
There is something about how creating stuff in Unity, the way that the life of a programmer looks like, learning Unity in college and all that, it leads to you creating more of this like tools and stuff that show the capacity to make a game at a bigger like scale, or not bigger scale, but it's like. An expression of all these tools as opposed to like trying to show off this like, oh, look at how cool this AAA game could be. Because you mentioned something about like a RTS and stuff. I'm not too sure exactly what you were saying. That I think that's exactly where like I was like, oh shit, my stream is getting fucked up. But yeah, what is
like different genres, right?
So
like
genres.
Different player controllers, different like RTS is in like a real-time strategy game like StarCraft, right?
And you're saying that one will be more Unity friendly.
I'm saying, and this is an important point about all of this. You can make an RTS in Unreal. You can make a puzzle game in Unreal. Yeah. And you can make a realistic shooter in Unity. Like, both engines can make either game. But they're kind of naturally predisposed to certain games that come out of them, right? And I don't know if it's a chicken and the egg scenario, like the kinds of developers who want to make those games end up at Unity, or vice versa, right? Like someone who really wants to make a beautiful, realistic shooter or something are seeing like the Unreal demos, so they end up there. So I don't know if it's like engine out or developer down or like, I'm sure it's a mix. But we'll say like the general vibe, and there's a couple specific technical reasons for why like the experience, like the flow state of opening a script and just messing with game objects and kind of having to make your own stuff in Unity, I think, to me, makes it easier to think of the game you're making as a blank canvas, whereas Unreal undeniably has a ton of framework and things already for you that you just kind of naturally want to go for. And it extends to the tutorials, right? Like, look up an Unreal tutorial. It's probably not going to be a 2D puzzle game. Right?
Gotcha.
But like in Unity it often is.
Can you give me real quick just for like the notes, the way that I was kind of like syntaxing it, can you tell me some of the genres that you mentioned were very Unity friendly? Because I did right here that like there is a natural predisposition for different engines towards different genres, such as Unreal with FPS, Unreal with like the hack and slash that you mentioned, which all looks sick.
Yeah.
Mind you, by the way, viewer, hey, I'm looking at you right now, not Nabil and Angel. Viewers, if you're not making a first-person shooter, third-person action-adventure type of platforming game, or hack and slash type of combat like God of War or Secure Dice and all that stuff, stop making the games. Those are the better games, period, objective, moral. If you're making chores as a video game, that's the morally lower video game to make. Also, that's a meme. I'm joking. This is art. Make whatever the fuck you want to make. All right, cool. Now that I got that joke out. Yeah, give me some genres real quick that you mentioned for Unity. You can just
in particular.
You were saying that Unity has like strengths towards a genre. So which one?
Unity is more, to me, personal asterisks. Unity is a lot more freeing to make weird genres, right? Okay. Where you see it more as a blank canvas. So if you think about programming a game, right? Typically you have. Sorry, I went off track. Let me give you the genres.
Yeah.
RTS, puzzle, any puzzle. So vague. Puzzle games in general.
RTS.
2D platformers.
Who needs platformers? You said? Oh, 2D.
2D. Yeah, two-dimensional platformers. I think isometric games, like turn-based RPGs, and like really highly system-based stuff.
I'm gonna call you out on isometric games, but
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, 2D like Hades, right? Like, what would you? It's Hades. They rolled their own, and rightfully so. But I'd make Hades 10 out of 10 times in Unity over Unreal.
No, I'm just saying it's funny because I mean, hamster traffic, but.
Oh yeah.
But
those are good examples, right? Like basically anything that isn't. It's easier to say what it isn't, right? Don't necessarily, unless you want to be weird with it, which you should. But if you want to play by the book and make a shooter or a third-person action game, maybe a racing game, I don't know. Like the things that Unreal has templates for.
Hey, careful!
Use
Rogue
Unreal.
Rally would have been cool.
Rogue Rally would have been great on Unreal.
Right? True, based, especially multiplayer. Keep going. If you want to be weird, real quick. Let's wrap it up in this one.
If you want to be weird, if you want to be mobile, if you want your game to like come out also on Android and stuff, I've been seeing a lot more energy on AR VR stuff in Unity as well. Like that just kind of goes to show like it's breadth. It's like just do a bunch of weird shit. But if you want to lock in and kind of try to be AAA on a budget, I guess, to be ungenerous, Unreal is for you, right? Like if you want to be a normie, go for it.
Wait, hold on, no. If you want to be weird,
Unity.
Pro Unity.
Well, if you want to be weird, roll your own. But if you had to choose between the two, Unity.
I see you.
If you want to be a normie, go to Unreal. That's the high-level takeaway, actually.
Unreal. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, okay. We're gonna stop it right there for now. We can probably like do another debate some other day, and we can cover some of these other topics. It's really interesting that we kind of like run out of time on that one, even though we had a hell of time over. That's crazy how that works. Second topic, real quick, and this is the real meat of the situation. It's gonna be real nice, sexy, and juicy. So basically, second topic is gonna be, as a professional developer, I think that the best engine overall is blank because blank. The question is intentionally making you choose what is best, even though we all know that this is all relative, like Ryan, and it's a matter of like context and all that stuff. So
best
what
engine overall.
What I invite you to say here is more along the lines of what you were beginning to cook, which is like these are some of the things that I think Unity is better or Unreal is better at that the other one just simply doesn't do. And you can go nitty gritty if you want. Angel,
they all do it.
Yeah, Angel, you're gonna start. I know that Angel is the yapper here, so
I'll be short.
But no. You have 10 minutes. You have actually, because the time is kind of tight. Yeah, 5 minutes. So here we go. 5 minutes. Kill it.
Well, first, it's so broad, right? Like, overall requires so much crunching of like, is it AAA? Is it indie? Those are such different needs, right?
Okay, so as a professional developer, I mean, for your needs, so your experience, yes, this is you. This is your experience has led you to believe that this is the best engine. I didn't add it, but the truth is, for you, this is what inspires you to be like, I'm leaning this way, right?
Got it. Okay, so unfortunately, it's Unity. And I say unfortunately, because there's a bunch of business stuff in the last couple of years that I really wish there was an alternative. But for me specifically, the career I've had and the career I want to have, it's Unity.
The career I want to have.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, gotcha. Why? Like
the main reason.
You have 4 minutes.
There's two reasons. One, I want to make really weird shit. I don't want to make AAA games. I have no interest in making like normal, good-looking, high-fidelity games. I have no interest in that at all. I've honestly lost interest in playing those games. I think what I really want to make.
Last of Us, God of War, and the like.
See, I love those games, and the fact is they're like the exception that almost proves the rule, right? It's like the amount of effort put into those games is just like of like light direction and all this. Like you have to do that for those games to work. And I think like half-assing that, which I don't want to do, it just comes out bad. I don't know. I don't know if it's just me, but I have an eye for even like games on Summer Games Fest, like big AAA or AA games. I see half a second of footage, I'm like, that's unreal. Like, but then I look at a game that's like, was God of War Unreal actually? Now that I think about it,
I don't.
Like Last of Us wasn't.
I think God of War has been on the same engine since the beginning.
Yeah, it has. That's right. See, that's
like,
another good.
Literally all the way through.
It's like, on the I killed my wife and daughter, but I blame the gods engine. That's the
It's, and I could go on a long.
Fun fact to the viewers: one of Nabil's cats is literally named Calliope, like Kratos' daughter. There is no relation.
Don't sacrifice.
Yeah, get in there, Angel.
I have a much
reason.
longer tangent about how I'm not sure, like, if I'm being like cynical, like where Unreal lands, because if you really, really go super high fidelity, like if you're making a quadruple A game, you should roll your own, and if you're making a smaller game, you probably shouldn't use Unreal, in my opinion. So it's like, it kind of ends up as just like the place students make things that have good lighting by default. So I don't know. That's maybe me being tough on it. Going back to why I like Unity for my career. One, I want to make really weird stuff that uses a bunch of different platforms, AR, VR, a bunch of just weird stuff. And to that end, I want to make a lot of prototypes. I want to make things that are like quickly, that are interesting, that are demos, show an experience, and then we can all like, nice. I don't want to work on anything for more than 18 months. I'm sick of working on games and experiences, because now I'm going towards experiences. I want to start shipping games and experiences. I want to have like a vision of some cool, weird, new, unique, creative idea. And then I want to open up an engine that gets out of my way, that I just do it as quickly as possible, and it doesn't need to look like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. And then that comes out, and it happened, and I move on. And for that, Unity is unfortunately, I again say unfortunately, the best engine. I wish Godot could catch up, and something open source could catch up. I don't like Unity's business practices. I know about its longevity as an engine. If we have this discussion in 10 years, is Unity still my answer? I doubt it. But for now, I would shudder to have one of these prototypes starting from scratch that are 3 months long, and I have to open up Unreal Engine 5. I would instantly just be off. Like it would bother me. And this is coming from someone that's professionally worked in Unreal. Like, it's not that I'm bad at Unreal. It's not that I'm slow at Unreal. At this point, I think I'm better at Unreal than Unity. But for the kinds of projects I want to work on, I just don't want to open up that engine again. Frankly.
Okay, gotcha. So real quick, I just want to say, did I quote you correctly? You said that you want to ship actual experiences, not what?
Not just work on them.
Okay, gotcha. Not just work on them. You don't want to make projects for 8 months that don't ship or whatever.
Have you seen that meme? Have you seen that meme where it's Sonic? And the meme says, I want shorter games with worse graphics made by people who get paid more to work less. And I'm not kidding.
Yes, yeah, I've seen it.
That is exactly my take, and that's exactly why I would choose Unity.
Gotcha. I will give you 1 extra minute if you can tell me whether I got your second reason, or if you haven't said it, so you could give it to me so I could put it on here, because you said there were 2 reasons. The main one was, I want to make weird shit, and these are all the reasons why Unity is better than Unreal at this. And the second reason...
The second one was related, but the reason I said it's a second one is because it's specifically the act of prototyping, making demos, and making game jams, where it's just pure creativity, and I don't have to worry about 80 people on the team and like some investor and publisher, and like everyone's got source control and CI/CD and like all of the scaffolding that gets in and Jira tickets. Like, please no. I just want to be able to prototype stuff. So that's my second reason, is that it's also my favorite engine to do that.
Damn, that's interesting. I'm gonna put a note there for myself to write something else later. That it's like a question I have, I guess. But I want to give some time to Nabil. Nabil, 5 minutes to give me your Unreal. Just know, we might not be able to get to the third topic, which is kind of sucks because that's the best part for this. But let's see if we got 5 minutes at the end for this. There will be no notes on that one almost. It'll just be whatever I hear. Nabil, 5 minutes. Why? What engine and why?
Yeah, I would probably, obviously say Unreal. It's funny because I would say Unreal for a lot of the same reasons that Angel said. I just want to make games, and ship them, obviously.
Well.
Yeah, I know, like, my character, it's like, yeah, Ham Savick will come out one day, right? But I think, like, I don't know. I would imagine we wouldn't differ on this, but obviously we do because we have two different answers. I think, like, Angel had his path in regards to, like, getting into the nitty-gritty of, like, doing all the underlying logic when it comes to stuff. And I feel like mine was kind of like a curve where I started, like, super high level with things like Scratch and visual scripting, and then went a bit lower level with, like, Game Maker, where you don't have as much framework stuff and you're actually, like, programming. And then came up, like, on the other end, like, through Unity, which does have more framework stuff than Game Maker, and then ended up on, like, the behemoth that is Unreal. But I think, like, once you have that lower level understanding of things, and once you put in the time to, like, understanding, like, all the Unrealisms and whatnot, they're just things, like, okay, I feel like for people that come from, like, the path of rolling your own or something like it, I feel like people have, like, a bit of a romanticized attachment to rolling your own, right? I think if we take a step back and you ask yourself, like, does it really matter that, like, I programmed the input that's being routed to the player? Or, like, a million other, like, framework type things that you're getting from Unreal. And I feel like generally, like, the answer is no, it doesn't really matter. Like, you have your understanding of that, like, it can just do those things. And the things that, like, you would want to be able to, like, mess with and do, like, the movement works, like how the movement works, double jumping, triple jumping, delta timing, these kinds of things, right? Like, the things to override to make those things happen are just exposed, right? If you want to rip things out and get them out of the way for things, like, you can just do that, right? I feel like the perception that you can't comes from, I feel like, the historical barrier that existed with Unreal. I mean, it was something that studios would have to pay for at one point, right? And then you have the, like, having a machine that can run Unreal barrier, and then scary C++, like, all of these things, right? So, like, that community divide of, like, you see all of these things going into Unity versus, like, the things going into Unreal, like, makes sense. But I think, like, actually hopping in and trying to do those things, I don't know, I can't think of, like, a reason why you can't do weird shit in Unreal, right? Like, I've, like, attraction stuff's being done in Unreal, AR, VR stuff is being done in Unreal, right? Like, I'm doing indie shit. Huh?
But you've seen how much effort it takes.
No interjection.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
No,
sure.
Can,
but
no, it's fine.
Yeah.
So, but I think usually most of the friction just comes from, like, lack of requisite knowledge.
Most of the friction comes from
videos.
Yeah, lack of requisite knowledge, and people coming with, like, their own, like, preconceived notions. So, like, I mean, if you're a Unity developer going into Unreal, expecting to just, yeah, I'm inheriting from mono behavior, go, like, it's not that, right? But, like, if the thing that you principally care about is, like, okay, I want to make this thing, what's the best way that I can utilize my tool set to make that thing? Like, I think it's blue sky.
With Unreal, you feel like it's blue sky if you're trying to just make something.
If you're trying to, like, if you're trying to whatchamacallit, maximize your tool set, in this case Unreal, for doing so, I believe it's Blue Sky. If like you want this tool set to be that other tool set over there, then I think you've kind of already set yourself up for failure, right? I feel like a lot of people, like the inverse equivalence would be like me going into Unity and be like, where's my player controller class? It's like it's not that, man, right? Like,
yeah, and I've seen people bounce like that. That's true.
Okay.
You know.
All right, I think I got a good gist. I'm probably gonna just like reach out to y'all later and like fill in some of these blanks, because I'm gonna make a for the people watching. I'm gonna make a little infographic render of all this whole discussion and put it in notes and stuff that will be available on my Discord for free, and you can check it on the resources channel of the Discord of the game dev section of the Discord. If you guys want the Discord, you can check it and you can call the command on chat, and you'll be able to get the link to the Discord and stuff. That way you guys can access the actually nice, prettied up version of this that'll drop probably in the weekend or something. After I get some answers from them.
I will say, like, final thoughts. Like,
what? I don't know if you have time for final thoughts, because the next topic is literally a free for all, which is now y'all can interject each other. I'm just gonna try to align you guys' stuff. So you can go ahead, Nabil, since Angel started the previous one. You can go ahead and give me that extra thought that you had, and then Angel, you can interject whenever the fuck you want.
Okay.
Imagine just like ba immediately.
I will say that in regards to the idea of like AAA on a budget, I do think there's a place for that, or like certain places for it. Like, for example, adding
Unreal
multiplayer to your game.
Wait, in regards to what?
No, I mean in regards to like features, right? Like, you've made this weird game, and now you want this weird game everywhere, or you've made this weird game, and you want it to be multiplayer. Like, if you want to pull in a bit of like those AAA things that people expect in this day and age, right? Like, if we're being honest with ourselves, oh god, I shouldn't put these Skittles in my mouth.
Skittles better than M&Ms. I take this is not
absolutely.
Debate. I don't.
That's
care
the next debate, because I'm a peanut M&M guy, and I'll fight to the death about it.
Oh these debates are gonna be.
That'll be way more heated than this one.
No, but anyway, like nowadays, like there are certain expectations from games. Like if you roll out something multiplayer, like local multiplayer, the first thing that people are gonna be whining about is where's online multiplayer, where's cross-platform multiplayer, these kinds of things, right? Where's my cross-save? Just the affordances that are expected today. And I think, like, obviously, Unreal has rolled out a lot of tools that lend itself to that, right?
Gotcha. Expectations exist already, and if you make a multiplayer game, people generally want cross-save, cross-platform, online play, etc. And UE can afford these already. Out the box, is that what you mean?
Sure.
Gotcha, okay.
I'll admit that, but I think a more important truth is that you shouldn't make a multiplayer game. I think all of those things are a trap, right? And I say that half joking.
Multiplayer game.
I say that half joking. Let me. So here's my high level kind of thing. My final thoughts. Everything Nabil is saying is true. It's technically true, right?
Oh.
So when you say, which, you know, some people think is the best kind of truth, right? On paper, Unreal has more things, therefore it's better. Like, right? Like, on paper, that's true. But there's something more than the on paper. Maybe it's just me. I don't think I'm alone, because there's a ton of indie developers and people using Unity. And I've talked to them and they hate Unreal too, right? For whatever reason. And those can be personal biases, but we're all people. We all have our biases, right? So on paper, that's true. But there's something lost, right? There's something, I'm not going to say spiritual, because that would be too full circle. But something in the soul, let's say. And maybe that's me being an artist trapped in a programmer's body. But there's something about the experience of just what's it called? Inheriting from game object and go, right? There's something about the flow state. I am sick of watching YouTube videos for a new feature in Unreal. I'm so over it. And I miss the days when I should have been watching YouTube videos because I was a student, right? Like I needed to learn, but I was doing game jams, making a brand new game for a genre I've never seen before, and I never had to watch a single YouTube video. The roll your own was not a feature. It was the whole game, the whole weekend. I just rolled my own from Friday night to Sunday night. And that experience feels so good. It feels like flying, right? Once you're fluent in it. So I think it's absolutely true that, like, again, on paper, more features, better engine. But there is something at the end of the day, we're making video games. We're having fun, right? Like, it's not that logical. We're trying to make a silly little game, and there's just something about getting out of your way that, for whatever reason, like Unity really scratches that part of my brain, and I just don't want to watch YouTube videos anymore.
I mean,
that's my.
Gotcha. So
like,
Angel agrees. Don't make a multiplayer. On paper, more is better. That was like an appeal to Unreal, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
But in reality, more isn't better. I was
just clarifying what I wrote here, just to make sure that that's what you meant by what I wrote.
Yes. That is true.
But there is a someone experiencing like the whole like the Unity way.
There's something in your soul about it. It's hard to describe, but I think part of it is that more is not actually better. I think when you're coming up with what game you should make, those things can be traps. They can be distractions, right? Like, oh, you can have real-time lighting. Why? There's some of my favorite games in the world. Kingdom Hearts doesn't have a real-time light in it, right? And that's like the best game I've ever played. There's a bunch of games that are really, really good, and they're not multiplayer. They don't have a million levels. They're 10 hours long, right? And the best thing about those games is that they're often really unique. They often have a lot of heart, and they come out. They release. They're a real game that you can play and buy. And it's like, sometimes I see all of the things that Unreal is dangling in front of people's faces, and it's just like, add this, do this, add Epic Game Services, add blah, 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 blah. And it's like, maybe the game just doesn't have Epic Game Services. Maybe it just comes out on Steam, and then someone mentions in the comments, like, hey, when are you going to have Epic Game Services? And you just do it 3 months later. Like, it's okay. I don't think the game needs every feature, and I think an engine that gives you every feature is feeding you sugar, right? Like, maybe that's a trap.
Maybe giving the dev so many features is like feeding them sugar.
Yeah, Unreal's too good, and that makes it bad.
Do you think that developers should should be using their time to struggle in the process, or do you think that
No.
it should be okay? So then, in some ways, Unreal helps with this, with facilitating some of these things, since it's already templatized. Once you get past the UE-isms, right? But you're saying, just go. Like, it's
just go.
Like being able to
do whichever. Do whichever one you have the most fun doing, right?
Sure.
That's the real answer. Is like, try both. And unfortunately, they both have learning curves, right? Unfortunately, they both have learning curves, but like, just do the one that you have the most fun. Also, I do have my heart out. I yapped my way into a wall.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
You're all good. Thank you.
That's my bad.
I appreciate it. Thank you for being here. Really, really appreciate it. Hopefully we can do another one of these again, because this seems to be a lot of fun. It seems like there's like a lot of other context. Hopefully there's not a hard out next time, so that you guys can really just go out all you want.
I could do this for
saying, so that there's like
10
a
hours
for you guys to. Oh, there you go. W. So.
Yep.
Yeah. Dope, man. Hey. I really appreciate you, Angel. For real. Thank you for being here.
Yeah. No, this was a lot of fun. Thank you. Please invite me to the next one. Please send me the infographic. Please read your Bibles, everyone, and goodbye.
Say less. I love it. Thank you, man. All right, peace.
Peace.
Oh, man. Nabil. I feel it would be unfair.
Oh, come on. You're not going to let me respond to any of that? That's crazy work.
No. It is indeed crazy work. You're gonna be able to respond to this for. I'm gonna limit the time just basically because he's not here, right? Like, he can't like interject.
This is bullshit.
So
I didn't interject with any of that. Just to be fair.
Yes, but also you were the reason we postponed this for a week.
Oh god.
There's like these penalties, kind of.
Whatever.
That was crazy work, okay?
Whatever.
But hey, listen, you knew it was Thursday.
Hey, hold on. It balances out. He left. It
kind of it does it because it got canceled. I mean, it got postponed. No, but I have a, hold on. There's something you're gonna be able to do that he won't. But I will time you on the response to him, right?
Okay.
On the response to him, I haven't read much from chat, but I want to acknowledge JP. Thank you for being here. Highly appreciate you, Marco. I fucking love you. Even if your Captain Falcon can't beat me, I thank you for being here for real. Whatchamacallit? I want to go through some of their comments and then hear your thoughts from the comments. But first, respond to this shit.
Most of what Angel said felt like a treaty towards like developers and the developer community versus the actual tools. You don't like real-time lighting? Turn it off. You
like
don't
a treaty between what? Hold on, that was pretty good.
It sounds like a treatise like against like developers and like I don't know, lack of self-control. I mean, I like it doesn't really seem like anything towards the actual tool itself.
Wow, you really accused him of being a Christian?
No, I'm just saying like.
I like how you said no, like being a Christian is a bad.
No, I mean, like, think about it, right? Like, Unreal has real-time lighting. You don't want it, turn it off, right? Like, Unreal gives me multiplayer and I don't want to use it. Then don't use it, right? Like, use the things that you like and don't use the things that you don't like. But, like, in Unity, you don't have that option, right? Like, you're just rolling, you know, like, it's like, more bare bones. And it's like, hey, like, if it's that important to you that you were the one who routed the input, if it's that important to you that like I was the one who opened the socket, you know, for this multiplayer thing, or I was the one who created my own like spawning system or something, right? Like, cool, I guess, but I don't know if like those are the parts that we really value in making a game.
Gotcha.
Right? Like, I don't know anybody who's like rolled their own and they like are musing about like, you know, the underlying system for how my game handles like controllers being plugged in and like that being assigned to a player behind the scenes and like that like abstraction. I don't hear anybody musing about that. That's just kind of like the work that you have to do to get to the fun part of like actually making the game, and Unreal just does that part for you.
Hold on. I know no one who rolled their own and is musing about it and claiming that it's the fun of making a game. Unreal can
like
do
that specific thing that I just mentioned.
What specific rolled their own was? Okay, so by roll their own you mean
like this is just like an example, but like you plug in a controller into your PC or you know maybe your console, right? And you're gonna have to have some representation in your game at a lower level of like, okay, this controller corresponds to this player, and then that input is going to be routed to like whatever representation of the player or like whatever they're doing in the game, right? Like that system, I don't think anybody's like, oh yeah, I'm so happy that I specifically built this from the ground up.
Gotcha.
That's just kind of like the work that you have to do in making a game. And I feel like a lot of like that boring work is just done for you in Unreal. And it's like, why not take advantage of that? So you could do the things that you actually want to do, right?
Okay, I'm gonna challenge that a little bit just because the way that you're saying it real quick. But hold on. There's a representation. Plug in a controller to PC or console, and then there's a representation in game of this controller belongs to this player. And that is an example of rolling their own. No one who, like, for example, and then plug in a controller, and there's a person who does, and is musing about it, claiming that it's the fun of making a game, when UE can do that for you. And you can get to the parts of game dev that you really want to do. Now, that's the part that I'm going to be challenging, because
Go for it.
by claiming that, and I have to get a different shape because this is actually kind of agonizing. I don't want to use a square. I don't want to use a circle because branding is incredibly important to me. So we're going to use this weird thing instead. I don't care. Whatever.
Upside down triangle. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to use a triangle, but like it's tough. It's like looking tougher. It becomes a bigger triangle over time.
Why am I looking at your stream when you're literally screen sharing to me?
I did that after, just in case. Okay, so real quick, why do you assume that that's what Angel wants to do?
Well,
And
it's not that I... Yeah, sure, go ahead. Yeah.
And with that, what game developers want to do.
I don't think that's what they want to do. It's just like, this is the kind of stuff... This is just like an example of something that Unreal does for you.
By the way, I'm putting an end colon here. That's to signify that you're the one speaking, because your name is Nabil.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, it's just like, this is the kind of stuff that like Unreal does for you, right?
So
That's more so what I'm pointing to. And it's like, I reject the idea of like the actual like gameplay stuff that people want to do that they can't just do in Unreal.
the actual gameplay stuff. I got you.
Yeah, like you can do gameplay stuff in Unreal. You can do gameplay stuff in Unity. What's the difference? This lower level work, like the crap, right? You have to do in Unity. You don't have to do in Unreal. And then on top of that, Unreal does offer gameplay stuff for you. Like, and again, I think most of it is the work when it comes to making something.
So if I wrote, Nabil says, I presume that developers prefer to work on the gameplay aspects of game dev, not have to build every single aspect of the backend. If I were to write that, would that be accurate to what you're saying? And what I mean by that is, and I can go into more into it in the actual infographic. What I mean by that is, hey, and I keep saying presume because we haven't asked every single developer.
Sure.
I presume that developers want to work on the, hey, how does it, when I hit this ball with this bat and into a goal, that's gonna give me like a point. Unless the opponent does a thing that counters it, and then that's going to be coded in this way, and it's going to be taking into account a certain angle of the physics, and like that's like the fun part. Versus, hey, real quick, how are we going to handle the animations real quick at a bare bone levels? Like, what kind of sockets are we going to use, or what kind of are we using? What was that thing? What's that thing called? Root movement. What is it called? In
Motion.
Are we gonna use root motion or not? Like, it's not like that bare. You're saying Unreal can just do all this stuff for you, and you're presuming that developers prefer to work on the gameplay aspects, being a gameplay programmer, rather than all this technical engineering.
Yeah, like I don't. Yeah, I just don't think that people are interested in like doing that crap. It's just, or like the home, like the chores that you have to do before you get to go play outside, right?
Right.
Like that kind,
I can see that. Yeah.
Like that kind of work.
People don't want to.
Yeah. This is why I said earlier. I feel like a lot of people who like comes from these kinds of backgrounds. I mean, hey, I guess at this point, kind of one of those people. Like, there's almost this like romanticized attachment to like building every single last thing in your game by yourself. And like, depending on the thing that you're working on, I suppose hypothetically there could be some value to that. But like, with most people that I talk to, I don't think that there is.
But anecdotally, most people I've met don't really. Oh, people I met really share the sentiment. There you go. The sentiment of like, I don't want to have to build all this shit to be able to get to the fun part of actually making games, which is like the gameplay aspect. This is more like a semantic fun thing between us. It's not necessarily part of the debate or anything, but wouldn't it be more akin to I don't want to have to build my swing set to go play in it.
I mean,
rather than chores.
I guess basically. I mean,
right?
Sure,
rather than chores, because chores is like
yeah.
I had to work at my cubicle job to then start doing my game dev, right?
Yeah. No, for sure. I mean, yeah, I guess that works better as an analogy. Yeah.
Right.
Like I remember I said this to you. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. But like, I mean, I feel like generally, you have a skilled Unity developer, and you give them like the same game to make as like a skilled Unreal developer. I think that the the Unreal developer is going to get you more and faster, or more in the same amount of time, because like when it comes down to it, like there's like swing set assembly that the Unity guy has to do.
Okay, UE can give you more in less time. Oh shit. Now. My question to that would be, and I think I did a weird line break here. Can it get? And this is gonna be the last question because I want to get to the comments.
Sure.
UE can give you, the people with money, more stuff in less time by a developer. Can it? What if I don't want more stuff? I just want the thing. I just want the thing rather than all this shit. Can it? Can
I
you
mean,
just...
then just give them the thing and then just stop there, right? Like they'll give you the thing in 30 minutes and then hit the buzzer. Time, I'm done, right?
Right. My understanding of 'cause I'm doing a little bit of like support, I guess. What my understanding of Angel's perception of the situation, it leads me to think that he would say, well, with Unity, you would deliver the deliverable wouldn't be as loaded with all this garbageware or whatever the fuck the name is, trashware, that's attached to it because of the unrealisms. You would just be able to build the thing, and then it's just the thing actual. And with Unreal, you have all these other components that are attached to it, so that the stuff can work, even if you have all the other stuff around it around the thing I want deactivated or whatever, or unused.
I see. Like you're saying, like
the file size would be bigger. You would have all this like loading stuff. Like it would be heavy. I wouldn't be surprised if that would be something that you would mention, maybe.
So like there's some level of like stripping down that you can do, to where like your file size isn't that insane, and there's some amount that like does just happen like naturally. Like there is a difference between like building out and like development versus like shipping like builds of your game, right? Like you'll notice a file size reduction without you flipping any other switches than just saying I'm making a development build versus a shipping build. But with all that said, like I mean, yeah, there is going to be a file size difference between an Unreal game and a Unity game, even if they're doing like similar things, like the actual games themselves. Like I would have to concede that.
Gotcha. The way the engines work. Concession. Okay, I'll rewrite all of this. By the way, guys, I am a grammar Nazi, so whenever we get to the actual whatchamacallits, in the infographic, whenever I do it, that I'll probably, I mean, it'll be more organized for that moment. Oh, actually, rounded square was gonna be perfect for this. Actually, what was I thinking? Cool. Okay, so I think, honestly, I think that's it for the stream. I don't want to like keep going without Angel here. Guys, anybody in chat, drop a thanks Nabil real quick for hopping on the debate, and a second thanks Nabil. That way it's gonna count towards Angel. I don't have a thanks Angel command, but for being here. I will say now, let's hop up real quick onto some of the comments, and we can just like chit chat over them. By the way, Nabil, you could leave it whenever you want. If you don't want to be part of this part, I don't want to actually act like I'm gonna like tie you here. But if you want to hang out, you can. Fen said both suck. Game Maker's where it's at. Is that based? I don't know.
Based. Yeah, sure.
Marco off the bat, make your own engine. Sounds pretty big balls. My brother, don't sell out and inherit bad architecture when you can make your own bad architecture. That's pretty good. I like that. Then I would go for the Game Crasher Ryangin 69,000. Probably my favorite engine thus far. Although the it had a couple errors. It still had like lighting building issues, and we gotta work on that. Let me rep Godot or Godot on this talk so I can slander it. Wait. Wait. Help me understand, Marco. You're saying, let me actually get on this talk so I can talk about Godot negatively? Is that what you... JP hopped in talking about, hey, yo, Unity on Unreal, let's go. You can't stop the pick up your socks simulator. That's when I made the comment about chores and shit, right? Like, hey, make this... Here's a video game when you can do a mundane thing that you should probably be doing in your own apartment. It's getting dirty. Instead, do it in a video game because we have a nice feedback and juice. Is that what he's responding to with the pick up your socks simulator? Is that what he meant?
Couldn't tell you.
Unity has the most accessible engine in terms of audience and market. Do you agree with that?
Unity has the most accessible engine in terms of audience and market.
And then
yes,
Unreal's for gamers, I guess, attached to that.
So yes and no, right?
Okay.
So I think it's accessible in the sense that like you have to learn less to get into Unity, right? So like with both engines, you do have to learn how to program, right?
Oh, actually?
I mean, right?
We can. I can't blueprint my way. That's still programming.
Even I mean, yeah. Like even so, like they're like even with visual scripting, you would be better off knowing like object-oriented programming to like better take advantage of like even visual scripting, right? Like there's some knowledge of programming that you need for both, right? But from that point, if you can just, you know, I guess hammer and axe your way like through the rest of your game, right? Like you don't have to know about whatever Unity has to offer necessarily. So like to that end, it's like accessible. I would argue if you sit down and like learn a couple things about Unreal, like I would say the wider like capacity or like things available for you to like make increases way more than in the same situation with Unity.
I got a little lost. Hold on.
Okay, so like if I learn the base. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
When you, because you said, if you take some time to learn Unreal, and then I got distracted because I had to do some stream stuff. What did you say there?
You'll get a lot out of said learning in regards to like the amount of things that you'll be able to make.
Versus
Unity, right? So like,
what if you learn the same things in Unity though? Wouldn't the qualitative aspect of what you're learning be applicable in Unity as well?
Okay.
Like,
how do I put it? How do I put this? Okay, so like,
if I tell you what I understood,
if you
okay,
yeah, sure. I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
What I'm saying is this, right? Like, if I want to, sorry, I'm giving like, I know I'm giving.
No,
I'm
I just realized your background. You're good.
Yeah.
The background.
No, but it's like if I want to make a local multiplayer game, right?
Okay.
That's like 10-15 minutes of like research in Unreal, and then you flip a couple switches, do a couple things, boom, you have a local multiplayer game.
Okay.
It is not the same answer in Unity.
Right. Okay. So you see, you went for something that we already kind of know that like Unreal for sure has. I guess if I wanted to make,
I mean, yeah, sure. I mean,
I want to make the next Smash Bros.
It's just blank. Okay. I mean,
right. And we can think Ultimate, like the latest.
No, sure.
And I know it's 3D, but it's 2D.
Sure. I mean, whatchamacallit, you
I don't
can... know. I mean, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, right?
No,
like...
I'm doing our meme on stream. Whatchamacallit?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you're the one.
You'll throw a camera in the scene. You'll make that the view target for everyone on begin play. You can pretty easily add multiple players to the scene. There's already a template for like side scroller player like in Unreal, and like you would have like your basic setup of multiple platforming characters moving with the same, with one camera looking at them.
So Angel said that you for 2D platforming games, because you just mentioned that right now, Unity's very friendly with that. So what would you... I can't be as specific as he would be, right? Because I don't know. But
sure.
It is my understanding that there are 2D platform templates in Unity that you can use to start as your bare bones.
Sure.
Yeah. As I imagine a lot of these heathen Smash Bros. Spin-offs from Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and the like are making. But no, I'm kidding. If you need a 3D artist, gang. Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, you can make 2D platformers at Unreal, and take advantage of all the tools that you may or may not want to opt into in Unreal. I don't know, maybe you want dynamic music in your game, maybe you want dynamic audio in your game, maybe you want to bring in real-time lighting into your 2D platform, right? Like, I mean, you can do the 2D platformer in Unreal if you want to, right? There's nothing really stopping you. You just ignore an axis, just like you do in Unity, right?
Ignoring axis, you say?
Yeah, like you're just ignoring an axis, like there's just an axis, like it's 3D still.
Axis,
the 3D game engine.
Got it.
Yeah, it's like you could just ignore an axis the same way that you do in Unity, right? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think this is the part where like the nitty gritty stuff gets annoying, but okay. All right, we'll take it like that for now.
I think I feel like the typical argument would be like, well, I mean, I see a lot more 2D platformers in Unity than Unreal, and I think that just goes back to like historical barriers that existed and kind of create that divide, and then kind of like technological hurdles as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, again, like you'll need a beefier machine to run Unreal than you will Unity as a developer, for example.
You will wait, say that part again? I just noticed JP joined the Discord. Thank you, JP. Welcome. Say that again.
Well, no, I'm saying like as a developer, you'll probably need a beefier machine to run Unreal than Unity. Like just generally.
Oh, sure, yeah. So
Yeah,
there's a tech limitation already baseline.
Yeah, so that's like a potential barrier, right? And then when it comes to people who want to like get into like this like the actual programming end of things, it's like C# versus C++. And then you could just look at like the adoption rates in regards to like those engines. Like you do just generally have divides along those lines for like professional AAA versus people doing like hobbyist or indie stuff.
Okay.
And there's also an education divide there as well, right?
Okay.
Like the person who gets the 4-year degree and like no C++ and all of these things, I mean, like, yeah, they could, I suppose they could go indie or they could go AAA and like, you know, make a bunch of money, right, and pay off their student loans.
They could wait. You suppose they could go indie and. My bad, I got a little bit distracted. I started thinking about some shit with my family. Can you just say that again? I'm so sorry.
No, I'm saying like, imagine the person who like has the knowledge necessary to like go into either or route, and there isn't an educational barrier, right? So like they could fully chop it up in Unreal Land.
Educational barrier? You think that Unity has the educational barrier? I
say Unreal would have a bit of an educational barrier.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, there's Unreal-isms that you have to learn. C++ is scarier than C#, so on and so forth, right? Yeah, but what I'm saying is that, like, if you have somebody where all of that's put to the side, I mean, like, yeah, they're running into Unreal Land because AAA, that's where all the money is, so on and so forth. I think that more speaks to the divide than, like, you can't make a 2D platformer in Unreal, or it's like insanely hard, or like these kinds of things, which I feel like is kind of like the argument that Angel's giving. Like it's more difficult to do these things, and like I don't think that that's the case.
I see. That's interesting. Do you think that your skill at game development in Unreal and in Unity, do you think that your skill might be biasing your perception of how easy or how hard it is?
Yeah, because I know a decent amount about Unreal.
Okay, sure.
So like that educational, like that like perceived hurdle, I mean, you know, which I wouldn't make that attack at like Angel. I mean, Angel knows a decent amount about.
No, I don't. When I'm saying this, I mean it more as I mean it more as in this claim that it's easier, right? Because I can sympathize, mainly though as an artist, with the idea that Unreal might be scary, because I understand what it feels like to have to engage with something that you just don't understand, and have to kind of rethink about what you know from a fundamental perspective rather than a context-based one, and then try to apply the fundamentals to the new engine. So it's like, don't think mono behavior, but definitely think about attaching a camera to a certain thing, right? Like it's like you still have to do the thing, but the way you can't view it through your Unity glasses. You gotta go build your own Unreal glasses. And you're only gonna go get them at the blacksmith that is the documentation and the tutorials and so on, of course, and the Unrealisms.
I will say this,
and
this will lend itself, I guess, to a potential part 2 and address one of the comments. I think Angel's a really skilled developer. I think Marco's a really skilled developer. I think they have a crazy romanticization with rolling each and every single aspect of
Angel
the game
and Marco?
on their own. Yes.
Okay, sure, yeah.
I think that's what that goes to.
I'm super
personally.
cool with like eventually making a debate between you and somebody else on stream. That'd be really cool. No, I'm just saying, because what you, I'm not gonna lie, that sounded like a challenge in my eyes. Like if I was Marco, I would be like, oh, that's what we on?
No, but like when I was thinking,
like
I'll say this: I feel like if Angel was here or if Marco was here, when I like gave that whole like thing about like I don't think anybody really gives a shit about like routing input. I think they might. But
You think they might?
yes.
Okay. Let me do something real quick. I think I can do something fun here. If I just bring this down to under the camera real quick, I might be able to. Oh, that made it weird. More like right there, and then I just bring this over. I might be able to put you next to me, so that covers, so that it feels more like I'm talking to you, I guess. All right, so there's something like that. Okay, cool.
I guess I can end the bit by the way of the background.
Oh, I mean, you could leave it there. It's up to you. If you think mocking your own religion is fun, which it is with any of your religion, then you could just continue. But you're like,
Me mocking.
I don't necessarily agree with that. Okay, so then Unity has the most accessible engine in terms of audience and market. That's something you would generally agree, but like if you're trying to make money, like is that?
I agree and disagree. I think it's accessible in the sense that there's less of an educational barrier to it,
Okay, I see.
and like a hardware barrier.
In terms of education and hardware, but there might be other more nuanced aspects where Unreal just kind of.
If we're talking about better facilitation of making games for audiences and markets, I would say Unreal.
I see. Okay.
Right? Like you want to make battle royale, shooter, dopamine rush, right? Or a character driven,
Yes, I do. That's me.
emotional walk sim, right?
That's me.
Like I don't think it's a competition between the two, right?
As in Unreal. Go Unreal.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's me, guys. I want to make shit that makes you cry. That is my whole point. But it's okay if it comes in the shape of Hollow Knight, if it comes in the shape of, like, fucking... Oh my god, Michaela, drop on the chat. What was the game that you talked... The Spare Fair? Like, some emotional shit's 2D? Totally fine. But I also love me some The Last of Us and golf clubs. Next comment was enough said. Was a JP. Literally me wishing Godot was there. Marco, I guess he's talking about like, oh, he wishes that Godot was like up there, like kind of like up to snuff.
This was when I think this was when Angel was saying
that like it's not there yet. Like up to snuff. Yeah. So. Drop my link, and then JP, what if my professional experience is only on multiplayer games? Then I mean the context might have mattered more there at that point, but I think for that it depends on the context of whatever the hell we were talking about. But if your experience is more on multiplayer games, then I would imagine make sure that you pay attention with what bias you are tinting your stance. In this case, you have a multiplayer mainly experience, then like you're gonna have a multiplayer leaning bias towards a certain engine or the other. Me on the other hand, I've worked on Unity, I've worked on Unreal, so I have the ultimate absolute based take. Ryan always with the Smash slander, I will always have that 100%. And then think of it every time. I think Michaela's like behind on the stream, low key. Me playing like in terms of like what she's receiving the video from. Me playing unpacking instead of packing. Hey, listen, I'm not roasting you. I am just fuck that. I'm roasting you, but you know I love you, so we're good. I think people should play the games that make them happy because I truly believe, and call me a fucking piece of shit for this if you want. I believe that games are for anyone, but not all games are for everyone, and that just makes sense. And it's okay because it's nobody's fault that we're all different. Like it's all good. But I will say accessibility features do help a lot of people, so definitely do that. Even people who don't need it does help. I for one, I can hear totally well, but subtitles kind of help me out, and it might be the import in me that needs the subtitles. Either way,
isn't it nice that Unreal has a system for subtitles?
Yeah, what was that thing that you muttered under your breath?
No, I said, isn't it nice that Unreal has a system for such?
You're like, oh, I'll say it with my chest. I'm not. That's awesome, actually. Kyle asks, who is the guy talking? He missed the intro where you guys were talking about yourselves, so
Yeah.
he can go back. He can go back and watch it. At this point, I think the only people who are watching, at least per the little thing that's telling me here that people are watching, it's you if you have it open, and it's Fen and it's Michaela. But this is a resource that people can watch some other time.
Cool.
Okay, cool. My take, I would say, I'm RelativRyan, so I'm gonna have a relative take. For me, do go with the engine that affords the features that your game requires, which really means form follows function in a way. In this case, figure out what the hell you want to do, and then you go for the engine that affords that more, rather than hopping on an engine immediately and trying to make a game work in there, where you could just figure it out first what you're trying to do and then go for the tool that's gonna, like, I can use an Allen wrench to nail like a nail into the wall, but I'm probably better off with a hammer. Probably. Maybe. But I can use an Allen wrench. I can smack it. Right? So I would say something like that. My perspective is more as an artist. I've had more experience with Unity than Unreal, but I do enjoy Unreal more, like, overall. Even though I've gotten good with Unity. Like you guys know, one of my favorite projects I've ever worked on in Unity is Rogue Rally. I was able to kind of like direct a good amount of the art unofficially. By unofficially I mean direct, because that's not my actual like role in that game, but I was essentially making all the art for it. And it was fun. The lighting was cool because, again, it was cel shaded. It was like a cartoony game, so I didn't need all the I didn't need all the ray tracing bullshit or whatever that Unreal has. But personally, some of my favorite cel shaded games, including games that I play right now, and that were a direct inspiration for Rogue Rally, the game that I worked on, they're made in Unreal. So, so Dragon Ball FighterZ, Guilty Gear Strive, these games look absolutely exceptional, and they were built in Unreal. I will say, I'll add the big caveat that Arc System Works, who worked on both of those games, has their own unique expression of Unreal that they built over time, that they have modified to the core. So it makes sense that we won't necessarily get that out the box immediately, but there's a lot of tools on the marketplace that you can kind of use to kind of mimic something, and then maybe you use that as a like a prototype vertical slice-ish of something that, as a director, that you made yourself, and you can just show it to a publisher, and maybe you can go actually afford a team that can tech and customize all that shit for you later on, in a way that optimizes towards your game. I, as an artist, I enjoy the Unity to a certain degree. Shader graph is really cool. I think shader graph is cool. I've been able to make some really fun stuff with shader graph for Rogue Rally and a whole bunch of other games. Whether it's like stuff to read sprites for VFX, or whether it's a literal shader with displacements so it can things can look glitchy or wobbly, making things look like a hologram, using sign depth fields for VFX so that particles can kind of attach to a 3D model using a 3D texture. Like, these things are fun and cool. I do know that Unreal has all of that and more, though. Unreal has Material Editor, which is essentially the equivalent of shader graph, and Material Editor did come first. Unreal is also working on a new expression of Material Editor, so essentially, not only did they make a Material Editor before shader graph came, shader graph actually was inspired, like, it took note from Material Editor to be what it is, and now Unreal's moving forward even further into the future with what they call Substrate, which is the new way, or Strata, I think. Which is their new way of handling materials. that it's more like a layered thing. It allows for some really cool translucency or subsurface scattering type of look. Even though subsurface scattering was available before, what I'm saying is that the way that they handle it's more layered. I think that's really cool. And worth checking out for artists. Why do I mention the shader graph and the material editor so much? Because as an artist, when it comes to making stuff from scratch, we're having more fun. We're probably like doing things faster or doing more things and faster in Unreal from the tools that it has, like material editor or substrate or whatever. But also blueprints. I don't know how to code, but I understand the logic behind it. I've said this all the time. I don't think I can code C# or C++. I'm not gonna act like I can do. But often enough, I find myself hopping onto the code of a shader like GLSL, HLSL, whatever, to try to understand what it's doing, tweak some things in the code to make it do what I want it to do, because I can kind of understand the logic behind it, even if I don't know the syntax. So it's totally fine. So then you can use that understanding, the fundamentals that you have been learning over time, and then using it to use blueprints. And so with blueprints, you can kind of create some kind of behavior that you want in the game to showcase the art that you want to show or whatever the fuck, even if you don't know how to program. For me, somebody who's aspiring to be a director at some point, I feel like Unreal would empower me to create a fuller experience in less time and with higher accuracy to what I want with Unreal, because of the blueprints, the material editors, and a whole bunch of other stuff that of course Angel complains about, that is like templatized, like all this template stuff that you can use these tools that are already pre-built and communicate with each other. In Unreal, I can kind of use that after learning the Unreal isms, which is its own slope, right? That I have to learn. But once I get it, it's like, okay, cool. I can kind of like literally make my own expressions of a game that I can then pitch to somebody to fund, or to a team so that we can build it. And I don't have to always rely on a programmer to code the thing that I want. I can just make it myself. I think that's for an artist, that perspective is what I got, I guess. Yeah. I mean, my as a student though, me coming up, I mean, I wasn't programming like these two fucking nerds. I wasn't programming like on middle school or high school. I was trying to. I will say
real quick, Ryan, I'm gonna head out.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, hey. Yeah. Thank you, man. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you.
Yeah. No problem. No problem. But yeah.
Peace.
Peace.
So yeah. Whatchamacallit? So yeah, for me, you know, with the like my experience, I wasn't learning, I wasn't like programming or whatever with like Nabil or Angel at that early age. Rather, I was making art. I was like drawing and shit. I was doing, I was learning all the fundamentals and stuff that I've used for my art career, from fine arts to digital as well. And it didn't. The problem was really more like the culture shock. I make a lot of jokes about being an import because I'm Puerto Rican. About being an import and you know, having to like learn all this stuff from scratch and like, but really like there was like a culture shock. Like in Puerto Rico, they do teach game dev in college later on, but you got to understand that as a Commonwealth of the US, we don't really get that many resources like that, such that whatchamacallit, it's like just sharing the whole thing. Gotcha. I see. So we could just like mute that. We don't have, how do I say this? Like, we don't have all these resources that would allow us to just like make, you know, the kids learn about game dev, like 3D modeling, sculpting, retopo, texturing, freaking knowing how to do lighting, how to do turntable renders for a portfolio, like how to go ahead and hop on a website builder like Wix or Squarespace or whatever the fuck to go ahead and make your portfolio. Like all this shit was so overwhelming when I first came to the US back in 2013, 2014, something like that. And it's like, damn, like I know that I have passion for this. I know that I care about making fun experiences because that's really what I've always wanted to do. For the people that have been following the stream for a while, you guys have heard it before of like how I came up. First, I wanted to go ahead and get the idea of a drawing like really was like impressive to me. Like I was like, oh shit, I can have my thought and take it from my head and put it onto like a page, and that's amazing. And people can see my thought. And then from there, I was like, okay, that's cool and all, but it's just a still image. It's just kind of like flat. How do I take it to another step? I can tell a story. And so in my mind as a kid, I was like, damn, okay, maybe animation it is. So I can make a lot of drawings and then play them, and then that's like an animation. That's like, I can tell a story. It's like a linear story. Granted, you can tell stories with one image, but still. And then that wasn't enough for me, so I was like, I want something interactive. I want the people that are people that are experiencing the experiences that I build to have input into the experience. I want them to feel even closer to the thing that I wanted them to feel. And that involves interaction. So video games became what I wanted. I wanted people to have a direct impact into like their choices. So if I with the art that I create, so it's not just I observe and that's it, like a movie or a book. It's I played the game. Like I was there. I was the character. I killed this guy. I saved this kid. I, got super buffed. I got killed. I fucked up in this moment. To really put you in that place so you can feel something. So these things have inspired me, and I'm like, damn, I'm coming to the US. I'm here. I'm seeing all this. I don't know how to build all this, and I didn't understand that there were so many tools behind it all. My internet access back in college was like, back in Puerto Rico was like really like bare. Like there was at some point it started being a thing like at my mom's place, but before that, not even at my mom's place. It was like not that accessible, so it was hard to kind of be exposed. Like the deterministic aspect of life that led to me being exposed to game development was really against the odds of me being in game dev at all. And I would say that part of the reason why I'm in game dev today is through a sheer willpower of just holding down on that wish, that dream, from early childhood all the way down to adulthood now. And what that means is that the time that I've spent doing stuff more, it's more like 2D art, right? Like it's like actually like paintings or like drawings with charcoal or whatever. That's kind of more what I did, and I've been translating those skills for over the last decade or so into digital. So I can do 3D modeling now. I can do sculpts. I can do retopology. I can do texturing. I have learned to do some amount of rigging and then some amount of animating. For all of you who are here for the after hours RelativRyan streams, rigging is not what you're thinking, you fucking sick bastard. I love you. More like rigging is more creating the skeletons of a character that you can then animate. So I've done a little bit of animation, keyframing and stuff like that. I've done some VFX, so particle systems and shaders for work. Most of this, by the way, in Unity, right? But this is like a line of like, it took time for me to be exposed to these things through life. That's just like the cards that I was dealt, and I'm trying to do my best with them, right? And so yeah, so my experience with I feel like I only barely caught up with the art version to a degree with the art side of Unity that maybe half of these two dudes are at with their tech side, right? But But I'm really excited about like Unreal, for example, because of like I said, all these tools that would facilitate my end dream of like, or not end, but like my higher dream of like, or my older dream of creating like directing like a whole thing. And I don't really care about the label so much, like the director. I'm just using it because it's like the name or the word that would fit what I want to do. But like basically, it's like I want to be in charge. I want to be responsible for creating something from scratch. That can, I guess, communicate a certain emotion or message or just an experience for people to have. And Unreal would allow me to do that with less people, at least the prototype version of it, by myself. Like I could do it by myself. In Unity, no matter what, I would need to learn C#. And to me, while that's possible because I have a brain that works for now, it's like, that's cool. I could do that. And I might end up learning C++ or whatever. But, right, there's rigging and then there's rigging. Exactly. See, Makila knows what the fuck I'm talking about. Whatchamacallit? These things, it would, you know, whatchamacallit? This stuff just kind of like empowers you to do more with less people or with less knowledge per se, like in a way. But I will say, and this is something that like harkens back to the initial responses that Angel and Nabil said. Unreal, in a way, is kind of like the sugar stuff that Angel said, where like you have all these tools, you have Blueprint, you have Material Editor, you have all this stuff that can do it for you. But remember, the tools are built already for you. You will not learn how to build them because they're already there. You have an idea of how they work, and maybe you can request it to a team later on with the custom shit. But understand, while you're working on Unreal or whatever, that if you're learning from Unreal, you're not learning the full bare bones of how to make a game in a sense, including how to build the swing set on which to then enjoy and play, right? Like you have to, you have to keep that in mind while you're working on it. So with Unity, or with something even more bare bones, like how they mentioned, Reliv or Monogame, you're doing stuff so bare bones and so from scratch that it's like, damn, like I really built this thing like from the ground up, and at first it literally did nothing, right? Like that experience will propel you to a higher understanding by the time that you get to the tools that facilitate a lot of this stuff already for you in a way that speeds up your own development. That way you don't have to build all that shit from scratch later on. Yeah, that's what I was saying. But yeah, I think I'm yapping a good amount right now. It's about to be 10 p.m. We are on our 2 hours and 14 minute mark of the stream. I still want to give y'all 3 hours, and it will be game dev, so I do have to pop open Unreal. But I want to take a quick breaky break, for a little snacky snack. It's not really a snacky snack. I just want to have dinner. I didn't have dinner, and I know it's 10 p.m. I don't want to have dinner now, but I was a little late, and I had to hurry up for my stream thumbnail and a whole bunch of other stuff. I hope y'all like that thumbnail. By the way, I will be finishing the render of that thumbnail. I was just really caught up with like life essentially, and I wasn't able to do a full like painted version of the whole thing. I'm gonna do that over time, and then you guys will be able to enjoy of it later on. I don't know if I'm probably gonna like glaze it, but then put it up like an enjoyable image that you guys can grab or whatever from the Discord, because I don't care to sell it because it feels uncomfortable. I didn't create Mahito, I didn't create Toto. I guess that's not the real why, but rather I traced the image for the thumbnail and only changed certain things about the characters to a good degree for the purposes of fitting the look of some of us, like Nabil, Angel, and I. But it's not, I don't feel like it's mine, is the thing. And out of respect for, Gege and everything, I'd rather not sell it. So I'm gonna fully render it for fun, but it's gonna be like a fan made essentially. I'm not gonna put it on ArtStation. It's gonna be on Kara. And for all you AI gamblers and junkies, it will be glazed and night shaded. So stay the fuck off my portfolio. Fuck off. Die off. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Break time. I'll be right back. I'm basically just gonna heat up some meal prep. And I want tea, but I'm not gonna have it. I want tea, but I'm not going, because I need to go to sleep on time. Yeah, I'm just gonna heat up some food and eat it, and then we'll get back on and we'll do some more just a little bit of game dev. I think we're gonna try to solve some of those lighting issues that were happening in Unreal, and then we'll wrap it up. Once again, bonus stream this weekend probably won't happen. I have it really packed. We have Father's Day on Sunday, and I'm probably gonna be playing COD offline with my dad the whole time. And Saturday I'm hanging out with my best friend, so I don't know if I'll have time to do a bonus stream in a way that I would feel comfortable, that I would enjoy it and such. So yeah. I will also take some time. I want to respond to some DMs I have on Discord because I feel really bad. It's just like a whole bunch of messages that I've gotten from, if you guys remember, Blue Majesty, the creator of Perfect Lap. They've messaged me a few times and they gave me some nice messages and some thanks for the help that I provided, I guess. I don't feel like I really did much, but like I thank you. Yeah, for sure. I want to take some time to respond to that, and honestly, I've been so busy that I don't have the time. I want to make some time, even if it's on stream, for a little bit. But yeah, I'll be right back. I'm on the desk. Almost done with my food. I'll be there very soon. All right. We're back. Just cleaning my face after I scarf down this food so that I look human to y'all right now. We shall see. By the way, while it could have been useful to clip them and farm content off of them, I didn't actually clip them. I don't think they said anything in particular that fit within 40 seconds that helped with like that could be like shortened to that span of time. So how do I? Yeah, we back. I ain't gonna lie to you. The little end, like at the end there, that I spoke, even though the screen wasn't on, and I was silent essentially. The mic was on, but somebody just showed up on Hinge that makes me want to ask them. Really, like, my mind immediately went to like, they look good, right? They look good, whatever. I was like, yo. Like, in my head, I'm like, so what kind of mistakes you like make? Do you enjoy making? Like, what kind of mistakes you like? Yeah. What kind of mistakes you like making? Because I'm seeing a list that I would absolutely do. You know what I mean? So that's where my mind is at. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, we in this beer. All right, let's lock in. So, Unreal Baby. First things first, I want to go ahead and like tackle some of these messages from. The train has left the station and ended up on a whole other track. What do you mean? What are you trying to? What do you mean? I get the idea, but are you saying I switched topics hard as fuck? I don't know, man. I saw the profile, right? On. You're still watching. Oh. 3. Oh no. Don't do that. Whatchamacallit? I saw the profile and my mind went to. Gotcha. What are the kind of mistakes you like making? You know what I mean? Because I'm trying to do them all. Like, my mind immediately went to gotcha. Because y'all already know my stance on drinking. And she put down that some of her simple pleasures are day drinking or getting day drunk, I think it was. And I'm just like, well, that's a fucking turn off, right? But you kind of fine. You feel me? It's one of those things. You kind of like have to juggle. You know what I mean? Okay, so let's lock in. Open this. Close that. All right, cool. So we got game dev. I need to respond on Discord real quick. So the Blue Majesty. There you go. Sorry, I haven't been able to get back to you. Now though. These are few dope ones. Comic book named after. Gonna mention as a game that I heard about, know about, but never played. But to me, that's not cell shaded. It's just having outlines and inner lines. It's not the same. Game is more like stylized writing with cell shading. I mean, with outlines. Okay, got that one. Fear Effect is another as well. What is Fear Effect? Fear Effect. Is that a game? Oh, that looks interesting. Ooh. It's like an old game. How you doing? Flex. What do we got? That last one. So basically, Blue Majesty, the creator of Perfect Lap, was able to get some of the trail effects to follow behind the vehicle. Oh man, what a good shot. So that he can have basically like a line behind the car of the, like a trail of the tail lights, as well as like just lights or wind around the car. So cool, man. He also got some like some nice shots for the cover, but I do think I think these are dope, and I really love the variety of cars you're showing. But I think you should definitely play around with showing the tail light trail VFX you just made. Even just 1 or 2 images alone of the cars zooming and drifting with those VFX on would look sick. Only PC gameplay. I guess Borderlands makes sense. Yes. This is a little trick they use. I'm glad you like it. Let me see if I can play this without sound, because I'm not trying to. I'm on stream right now, so I'm not gonna be watching it too much. I see. Oh, I see. It's like it's not cel shaded, but it's like cartoony almost the way it's textured. That's interesting. Damn, those are old school games. Action shots from on. They really didn't do this. Sounds cool. I'm gonna reply to his messages later on. I don't want to like use too much of the stream for this, but I did want to get back to them because they were thanking me and stuff, and I wanted to make sure that like they are acknowledged for that. There we go. I think it's he, him, right? Is that the pronouns? He, him? Oh, it's not suggested. Okay, cool. Alright, so we addressed a few messages real quick. I think Dino Updates is like screaming at me right now. Okay, JP got some rolls, I see. Alright, chat. Michaela, yeah, because you're like, so that's the vibe my brain is on. I'm like, got it. So the train left the station, but... but changed the style. But yeah, like you know, I got back on the stream, and it's like I had just like seen something on I was just scrolling through my phone while I was eating, and I just saw that, and it was like kind of like Shannon, like yo Shannon though, you know what I'm saying? By the way, Shannon is a real person that exists, but we're not actually referring to Shannon. To those that are listening, tuning in now, Shannon is a metaphor for a baddie. Okay, cool. So yeah, let's hop back on the lighting of this thing. So levels. Yo, I really hope Shannon's doing great though. Shannon was goated. Shout out her. Okay, so yeah. I wanna with the little bit of time I got left on stream, I think I'm gonna give you like 10 to 15 minutes. I really wanna. Oh my god! I said doing the thing again where it's like tickling my nose. Where's my comb? Oh man! No way. Okay. Sorry. I realized I double booked my best friend and my brother for Saturday. I feel bad. So yeah, the lighting of this thing. I feel so weird about this. I don't know why. Can I see the normals of this? Is that like a thing? Show. Nah, edit. I gotta edit. So, modeling. Edit normals. Where is it? Poly edit. Normals. Where can I do volumes, LEDs, try model, simplify. Oh man, I forgot. I know it's here though. I remember that it existed. Oh, there it is, normals. Cannot modify built-in. No, I don't want to do just this. Show me the... Got it. So that would be the inverted normals. That's when things would get fucked up. Can you show me the fucking normals? Cancel. Inspect. Normal vectors. There you go. So the normals are fine. It's just so weird. The skybox? Is it the skybox? It is. Okay. Skylight. Bow. What about the exponential fog? But I did everything like he said. I wish I knew what engine he was using. Like what version. Okay, this is the pi. What is the pi? What does he mean by that? What used to be just two unlit cubes is now being laid by our lights that were created in a separate scene. See that the light map is now a child of the persistent one in the hierarchy. It is also being displayed in blue. Yeah, so one final step before calling this done is to disable both. Oh shit, wait. To disable distance field and indirect light on the sky sphere. Oh, it's already off. Can ever, okay. So it's already... It's already a thing. Okay, it's already off. You know, it would be useful to have these two nerds help on this, actually. But I don't think they know as much about lighting. Maybe they do, actually. So odd. So I don't know. Post-processing? Yeah, but the post-processing is doing the effect that we're low-key looking for now. No, the lighting is still coming from the bottom, even though... See, if I turn off directional lighting, suddenly it kind of shows up. But if I rotate it, it's gonna get all fucked up anyway. Like, it can literally only come from the bottom or not. I don't understand how this can be a thing at all. I don't get it. Like, cast shadows. Yeah, but I needed to cast shadows, no? Is it now coming from the right angle? It is. Wait, what? Is there something in the sky? I want to cast shadow. How was the master debate, Ryan? It was great. Or at least I think so. It was fun. Was it perfect? No. That's my first time moderating any kind of debate, to be honest. And I don't think we got to the debatey part of things yet. Unfortunately, like, Angel had to leave. Oh, I always win. What the fuck do you mean? Obviously. I do think that, like, so you need to understand, like, they're really good friends already. They've talked about this already a lot. What we have done here at RelativRyan is that we captured a little bit of their conversation to kind of, like, show the world, essentially, like, a little bit what these conversations look like, especially between two people who highly respect each other and who have a high appreciation for each other. So, it feels less like a typical debate as we see, like, online, people talking about social issues or whatever. It becomes more civil than that because it's just two people trying to understand each other, but also trying to make sure that they are understood. In that process, obviously ideologies clash, and that clashing, because it's so respectful, it's not gonna look like the crazy, nah, but you're a fucking stupid ass idiot, that whatever. So we're not gonna get that, obviously. Good. But it's like, it was fun. It was cool to have them around and, like, talk about how they perceive game dev, like in the particularly around engines, and the path, the plight of being a programmer, because I don't know. I feel like these two people are I highly, like, admire on the side of game dev. So I thought it would be really cool to just hear them duke it out on something that they apparently, like, have differing opinions on. On one hand, we have a more, like, kind of cold and not cold, but, like, cold, calculated, logical type of. Granted, it's all logical, but just like, hey, I perceive that you guys are romanticizing an experience of the engine that I think is unnecessary, and it's gonna be holding you back from fully being able to enjoy the parts that are generally more fun to developers. That's how Nabil sees it. But then we have the more like passionate and possibly romanticizing perception from Angel, which really involves more of a, hey, you know, creating, you know, like the closer you get to the grit of something that you're creating, the more human soul you're infusing it with, right? And obviously this sounds spiritual, boohoo, whatever, but a lot of artists, especially some of the best ones, they feel this way about art. It's ingrained. It's like it's become so much about what you're doing. And correct, right. There you go. So you know, even though Angel does programming more, and that's probably what that's what makes him money. He is, like he says, an artist trapped in a programmer's body, right? So he's needing to do programming to obviously like live, but like his heart is in art anyway. So it makes sense that some of these stances will be more on the passionate appeal. But the reality is that ego, or like bias, personal experiences and anecdotes are going to bias both of their perceptions, right? At the end of the day, this is why they both started with the giga-based, hella accurate, relative perspective, which is, first and foremost, figure out what it is that you're going to do first, and then choose the tool that will facilitate creating that experience you want to create the best. Unreal is not the best for everything. Unity is not the best for everything. But there are key use or expressions or uses that each one has, that, or rather, that Nabil and Angel have for the engine, where they differ, and that's what I wanted to capture. I think it was a lot of fun to hear them duke it out left and right. And it just, I don't know, it has me thinking. Maybe one day we could do a debate between two like really good like 3D artists talking about whether Blender or Maya is better. Maybe 3D is Max. And you know, that'd be cool. But I think that I need to get to know them first and kind of like understand where they're coming from and whatnot, so that I know that I have an idea of who I'm moderating. Basically like touch base. And I don't want to do randoms. Like I don't really know. I need to get to know them, right? So I would need to communicate. I need to continue networking and connecting with more artists and stuff, so I can get something like that into the stream. But personally, I think I would do that more on an art stream than a game dev stream, just because I already have an art side of RelativRyan. But yeah, I think it'd be really cool. I think the other thing would be I could bring them over to another game dev stream, but it might. But if I bring them, I mean, it might be to discuss the engine still. But I think with something like kind of like the conversations that they were having at the beginning. I think their thoughts on AI might be really interesting to hear, and I think that's something that could fit into the art stream, for example. But yeah, all in all, they're fucking dog shit at Smash, and they would get absolutely destroyed by me at the off rip. We could do a little 2v1 and I'll still win, but that's neither here or there. Okay. Man, I am suffering. This thing, like, the lighting ends up showing up perfectly until, you know, unless I don't want shadows, which is so weird because I do want shadows. What the fuck, you know? Affects the world. Cast shadow. Lower hemisphere is solid. Capture emissive only. Lower hemisphere color, static shadows, dynamic shadows. Affect translucent lighting, transmission, cast deep shadow, affect ray tracing, reflections, and okay. Visible. Advanced. Oh yeah, melatonin. We're almost. Oh yeah, we're a little over on the stream. I'm gonna head out very soon. Let me go ahead and. How about I saw JP in chat. He kicked your ass though. JP is the only person on chat who could kick my ass. JP's what's his fucking villager? Villager is he is the only killager that I know. Okay. Dude is a monster. I actively fear his killager. My God. As I have constantly? Untrue. Never seen it. I literally have zero proof. Where's the clip? Clips where it never happened. Recapture scene. No. Actually, yes. Never mind. Let's do... Okay, so skylight. Okay, light component. Occlusion tint. Cast shadow effects world. That's the skylight, but the sky sphere. You know? It's so weird, like contact shadow. Far shadow? Shadow two-sided? Affect distance field lighting. Off. Indirect lighting. What about both? What's this? Oh, emissive light. Okay. Reverse culling. Distance field. Wait, what? Shadow. Oh, it's off. How do I... Shadow indirect only. Oh my God! Wait! It's working now. Hold on. This object will only shadow indirect lighting. So there were too many shadows before, or what? What if I up the lighting? Like, what the fuck is happening? What? Do I not need this? Because there's already a skylight? Yeah. Okay, turn off skylight. Bring back directional. Hold on, boss man. Do we really have two? No shot, right? Come on, brother. We have a skylight and a directional. So we do have both. Hey, boss man. Which one? So he does want both. I fear his Luigi. Oh, I see. I remember he had Final Smash as Luigi. and I was Peach, and we just stared at each other a good 5 minutes, knowing what my fate would be. That's pretty good. I like that. Yeah, no, JP is fucking broken, man. JP is, yeah, he's too good. I try to snipe him with my turnips, but alas. Yeah, no, he's gonna pocket everything and send it back to you. It's over. And then you can use reflect. Oh no, it's Peach. I guess you could use counter, but still, it's not gonna be perfect. All right, 128 and then 150,000. Let's see. 128, 150,000. Got it. Fuck me. 1 on the scale. Gray texture cube. SLS specified cube map. I did already. Real-time capture. No. Sky threshold. I don't really think that changed anything, so let's go ahead and bring that back. What time am I going to sleep? Somewhere around midnight, probably. But yeah, basically I managed to only make it look a certain way by turning off everything except skylight. With skylight, I'm able to get a look that makes sense. But once I add the directional lighting, with the details as described, which are... Oh shit. -46, 180. So let's say 180, 0, -46, 0, 0. So it's that. 2.5 on the scale of the light for some reason. The light 3.14. Oh, could it be that that's what he wanted? Could it be that what he wanted was like an intentional like backlight almost? You see what I mean? Like the skylight is there, but the directional light is more like a subtle underlight. You see what I mean? Like if I turn it on, it's just a gentle light from the bottom to intentionally show some of the details under. But I think, honestly, I think it's not that strong. And I don't like how, even though it's supposed to be downward, it's still showing it the other way around. It's a little weird that it does that. And if I rotate it, it just completely disappears. I don't get that. Why would it only show? Why would it? What? Why would it like turn around entirely? That's so weird. -46. So skylight, and then let's take a look at how he had it and see if it looks like that at all. Get the fuck out. Yeah, no, it doesn't. Nah, unless he had us turn off the, unless he turned off the directional light at some point. Cause honestly, if I keep it how he has it, and then I go ahead and I take this out. Let's move it out to the side. If I turn off directional light, no, I could keep directional light. The main problem here is cast shadows, which is weird for it to be a problem. Like basically to have no lights from the. It wants us to have no lights from the sky sphere, which is not something they mentioned, I think. Maybe I'm tripping. Sky sphere. No, the sky sphere has not been mentioned. Let me see down. Sky sphere. One final step before calling this done is to disable both effect distance field and indirect lighting on the Skysphere static mesh. You can find those parameters easy by doing this. So he has Skysphere here, like in lighting, but the thing that I turned off was cast shadows on indirect light, right? Shadows indirect only, and then cast shadow. You see what I mean? Two-sided lighting, cast shadow two-sided. Like, why would I want to shadow indirect only? And even then, I'm not a fan of like how it turns out. Like if I do rotate, maybe... Nope, this is not changing anything. Is it the skylight? This is also not changing anything. Is it literally the sky sphere only? No. Wait, what the fuck is lighting it then? Wait a minute. Who are you? Okay, it is a directional light. It's just that that rotation is not the one. Got it. Yeah. It's just a little weird. I'm not a fan of the fact that I have to do all this just to get what he got. Like, I get the feeling that I didn't do it right. Although, personally, looking at this sphere right here, I feel like I got it wrong to begin with. But maybe he has it rotated? He does. He does. This essentially is like this. No. Is it like that? Yeah. That's how he has it. And basically, he has it this way, where like, this is, the scene is, $150, 0, 0, negative 150, and then rotation 90. And that's how he actually has it. But the lighting is not the same, so there's something off about it. We got to a certain point. I think I'm gonna reach out to him over the weekend and see what kind of response he gives me, and see if I can like tweak some things about it. But just wanna reach out because I think this is really cool. I think what he did here is like really like helpful for a lot of kids who are trying to like show off their portfolio and stuff. I mean, show off their art, especially for me, and I just want to make sure I get it right. I want to be able to properly absorb the information that he's trying to communicate. But yeah, I'll just reach out to him and see how it goes. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and head out. That's it for me. Save everything. Control save. Control Shift S. Close this. And yeah, call it a night. Yeah. That's it for me. Once again, no bonus stream this weekend. I was gonna hang out with my best friend on Saturday. Now it seems like I double booked myself and I didn't notice. I'm gonna hang out with my little brother instead. Well, both actually. And then Sunday I have Father's Day, so I'm gonna be playing COD with Dad, and it's gonna be a whole thing. Offline, no stream. Car 98 goes crazy. Oh shit. There you go. But yeah, let's see what we got. Michaela with a 16 times 5, that's crazy. 15 by 3, both of the numbers are smaller, so it's GG. Michaela's winning. Let me get some to go. Solid. Thank you. A thirsty ass Essie. I like the thumbnail. I was having fun with it. I'm mainly more excited about like actually rendering it. It'll be fun. Like actually coloring in and doing all the little details. I think that's gonna be cool. Fen, drop your fucking thing. I was gonna say drop the 2 letters, but it's a little much. I've been working on a very cool animation. Fan as a peachy fellow is cute. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Is Ryan doing a sleep stream right now? Nah. You're not getting any of that. Fen got destroyed. Michaela, listen. As somebody who just like me, you know how it is being a high energy person. Once again, that's the melatonin. A very high energy person all the time. Not having the weekend to reboot that battery. So the whole thing about enjoy yourself, I appreciate the wishes because it's gonna be a bit of a fight. Just trying to allow myself to just have fun when I'm depleted already. Hopefully I'll have Hopefully, I'll have the energy I need to handle the day. I chopped it off so you could have a chance. Yeah, sure. Alright. Guys, thank you for hanging out. Really appreciate you. Shout out to Marco. Shout out to JP for showing up too. Shout out to JP for joining the Discord. Hopefully he'll join when we play Smash and stuff. And shout out to you, Fan and Michaela. Michaela, because she doesn't do game dev necessarily and she still stuck around. I really appreciate it. And what the fuck? Why is that on? Wait, what? There you go. And fucking Fen. But you are a game dev, so it makes sense that you would be here. Actually, I don't even know why you disappeared and then came back talking about how did the debate go. Go watch it. But yeah. Oh, he's saying like I chopped it off so you can have a chance. I see. He's talking about the actual like the PP contest. That's crazy. All right, y'all. You guys have a good night. Be easy. I'm gonna go take the a fat, dense dump. Denser than a dying star, and we'll see how we come out from through the wormhole. Let's see how it goes. All right, you guys have a good night. Peace out. Have fun with that imagery.